Good evening. I'd like to call the Northwood Board of Selectmen's meeting to order on December 12th at 6 p.m. Roll call.
Donald Hutchin here.
Rick Wolf and Scott Breyer will be along. Moving on, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Nick, would you like to lead us?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
That was weak.
Yeah, I was weak. I had to take a deep breath. Okay, gonna move on to the public hearing.
Got something we gotta read in?
Yeah, we gotta have it. Assessing. I don't have it.
She doesn't put it in there?
No.
Is it in there for last week?
Oh, is it the one from last week?
Yeah, the same
Same
one.
thing from last time.
Got your papers from last week.
Yeah, there's something,
Got most of them.
something else missing too we have.
It was up on,
No, this is an old one.
Is it in your
what was
folder, Rick?
last week's? That isn't last.
No, it's October.
That's October. Huh?
Rick, is it in your red folder?
This is my folder. I didn't see it in there.
I remember us having them, but I don't know what it was for.
No, I don't. That's not good.
No.
Not at all.
Well, can we put it off until a little later? We'll have to find the paperwork.
Yeah, unless you want to, do you have the minutes for the 12/12 meeting?
No, we didn't get any minutes this week.
I need to
I
speak to
didn't
her.
know.
We're having some issues out there, so
Alright.
a little pushback, so we'll take care of it. All right.
Do you remember what it was for?
Yeah, it was
It's
for
the property on Quimby
piece of
Drive.
land on Quinby
Okay.
Drive.
Yeah,
Off of
and
Route
she was supposed to
107.
have that.
Oh yeah, they want to donate it. That's right.
Right, but I had some questions on that, if I may.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there research done on that to find out who's gonna do the deed, who's paying for the deed, and who's gonna pay the cost of the closing?
We were never told any of that.
We were never told any of that.
It was just that it was being donated and there was no conversation of any kind about who was paying for the deed, who was writing the deed, or whatever was being done.
Sandy, did you put out any pens?
No, I can get some.
Got one in my pocket, probably. We got one there anyway you can use.
I got some on my desk.
Usually I got 2 or 3, but I don't tonight. We don't know the lot number, huh?
No, but if it sounds like if we're waiting on some information, we might have to push it off anyways.
Alright.
Because
So when she comes back.
I want to make sure, like her point is we better make sure who's paying all that stuff so we're not getting stuck with it.
Well, we've advertised it as a public hearing. If we push it off tonight, then
have
we
to
may have to
re-advertise it.
re-advertise it again, so maybe we should.
It might not be
try-
a bad idea with the weather anyways, really. I don't know if anybody really wants to speak to it or not.
Nobody did it the last
You never
hearing.
know.
No one spoke to it at the last hearing, but
No. If you feel comfortable accepting it, I'm okay accepting it too. I just don't want to get caught with
well,
us paying a...
we'll see what Sandy recommends. I know it's $35 to advertise it in the paper minimum every
Really?
time.
Oh yeah.
So that's $70, so we'll have to pay 2 advertisements if we postpone it, so whatever your pleasure is fine with me.
Oh, I'm okay with accepting it if we don't think we're gonna get stuck with the...
Well, someone's gonna have to pay to have the deed done, it's pretty obvious.
How much does that normally cost?
A few $100, I'm sure.
Depends on how it's done.
Well, what do you suggest? You suggest that we
Well, I would
close on this?
suggest-
Because we don't know if we want
If we postpone it, then we're gonna have
You
to
have to post for
advertise
another
it
2
again.
weeks. Right.
Then you gotta re-advertise it, and that costs money, so what's your recommendation?
I would recommend that we talk to Linda. She does this with conservation, accepting land all the time, and let her guide the board through this. Because there are some questions I had, and the deed was one of them. And, you know, who's gonna pay for it, who's gonna be at the closing, who's gonna represent us at the closing. Because that would obviously have to be the chair with an attorney. And those kinds of things needed to all be researched first.
So I guess we'll put it off, we'll
gonna
have to
have to.
re-advertise it then, later
Is that
on?
what you're
or-
saying?
I would wait until Scott gets here and see what he thinks, because
Okay.
he's done this many times. But those questions do need to be answered, and we may just You may
Right.
have to put it off.
We're gonna move on to
Research.
citizens.
Hold on, we're gonna postpone, we're gonna close
Just
the
till
public
Scott
hearing
gets
for
here.
now. We
Till Scott gets
yeah,
here.
we can readjust it when he gets here.
All right, moving on to citizens forum. Would anyone like to speak?
I told Gary I didn't want to speak, but I have a quick question.
Who's got the mic? Ooh,
Can I talk to
I guess you'll have to talk to one of
That's
those.
fine.
I'm
We'll
Becky.
let you close, we'll let you sit.
Thank you. I'm an administrator for the Northwood Taxpayers Forum, the real Northwood Taxpayers Forum, and we had a question on there about the Quimby Drive thing, and I thought it was a good question. It was, since that will be taken off the tax rolls, do the selectmen, and you have to answer me, but what's the process for the selectmen thinking about whether it's a good idea to accept it or not accept it or leave it on the tax rolls? And that's just a question that came up.
How much
so.
do we get for taxes?
I can't answer that, I don't have the tax
Yeah.
records.
It was very
But it's a
minimal.
very small.
It's a small
It's
lot.
a non-conforming lot.
Okay,
So
so it's
typically what would happen is, and I shouldn't speak for the board,
No.
but I won't, so.
My question.
If you know more
my
about it, then you
thought
can
is-
speak.
My
No, I
thought
don't know, we
is,
just had
Yeah,
that
we don't know.
question.
my thought is, they're elderly people. They offered it to us because they
Mm-hmm.
can no longer afford to keep it. And if we don't take it as a gift,
We're gonna have to take
we're gonna
it as
end
a-
up owning it for back taxes, so
That's
that's my point of view on it. But
Yeah, that's a
other than
good
that,
explanation. That, we just had that question come up, and so I said we should ask the selectmen, and
I
so
think-
I did.
I think one way or the other, we're gonna end up owning it.
Yeah,
It's
all
just a
right.
matter of the logistics, and I don't know all the logistics when it comes
I
to that
don't
sort of
either.
thing.
Thank
either.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the question. Anybody else?
Here are no more citizens for comments.
I'm gonna go to
I'm
Nick.
gonna move on to appointments. Nick,
On up.
Wow, quick.
Huh?
I said I got up here quick.
Yes. All right, so what do you got for us?
Grant.
Do you have that grant paper?
I do. This grant is the grant for the EMS warm zone equipment.
That's the one we've already discussed, right?
You actually already took a vote,
Yep.
but when I presented it for signature, you had questions that you wanted him to address. Because I gave it to you 2 weeks ago to sign.
Scott had some questions. I don't know as I have any, but
It was 100%.
Yes, that was one of his questions. Was it 100? Was it 100% match?
No, it's 100%. It's $6,000 grant. We don't pay anything. The town does not pay. I believe that's what the number was. It's been.
And I-
yeah, that was the questions. Was
And I
we
think
had
one of the
any
questions
matching
was,
or anything?
what exactly is the equipment? He wasn't sure
So
on what
the-
the equipment was either, so
We
just.
had to have a certain percentage of our department. We applied for this last winter. We had a certain percentage take a training for all these, mass shootings and stuff. This would be some basic, not bulletproof vest, but it'd be some basic ballistic protection for the EMS going in. There's a certain criteria of what you can get. You can only get certain things on the list. So.
I don't have any issues with it. I'll sign it. I don't remember. I think it was Scott that had the questions.
Scott.
It was.
There's no cost. There's no cost.
I
to
think
the town.
one of his questions was that.
Yeah,
Was
well,
it 100%
Typically,
match?
there's a share.
So I don't think that if we're getting 100%, I don't particularly
I don't
think
have a
he's gonna have an
problem
issue with it, but we can vote.
Okay. Well, you
You
also.
already voted to sign it, right?
Right, but what we didn't vote was to have the chair sign.
All right, so I'll make a
You
motion.
need to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to have the chair sign on behalf of the Board of Selectmen for the grant for the warm zone equipment for the fire department.
All in favor?
I gotta second it first.
A second. All right.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 2-0.
Okay. Happy signing, because there's
I
a
might
lot.
have to have a letter from one of you guys, because that was tied up in the offers during this whole thing, and there was a
Sign
deadline,
this
there was a
out,
deadline on that. So.
It looks like there's a pile there you gotta sign.
Yeah, there is a lot of
Right.
signatures.
So.
The other thing you had him come in
We can arrange
for
that.
was the,
Sandy or somebody.
was the striker PO. It was for the stair chair for the ambulance.
Yeah.
Yes, we discussed.
And you
it.
asked what it was, and I couldn't answer that. So this is the purchase order.
So for both ambulances, we have a chair that we get a good majority of the patients out of the house. They can go downstairs.
Is that yellow thing?
Yes, the yellow. The one's yellow. The one that we're replacing is silver, but it's from like the 1980s, and one of the handles broke off. You have to have that to be compliant. We tried to wait to the end of the year here.
What are you gonna take? Where are you gonna take this from? What line? Are you gonna take it out of the fund?
It would be out of the budget.
The budget.
You would overspend the EMS equipment and the small EMS medical supply line, but
By
we
how
have some
much?
savings. We have some savings.
Just for a question. Not that I'm gonna say
Yeah.
no about how much, because they're gonna ask. People will ask.
Yeah. I believe there was 2,000 left in the small medical,
So about $1,500.
and then there wasn't much left in the other line. But
I mean, gotta
But
be
we had some savings with health insurance and stuff, so I figured it is kind of a necessity, and I don't think I don't know if the state would allow the other one to pass at this point. We've actually borrowed this other one from a company that went out of
I don't
business.
see any. I
So,
don't see no problem.
We've been looking at it I've had Scott Severance look at this for 2 or 3 years, trying to get one. But
All right. No, unless you got any more conversation. I don't particularly have any issues with it unless you do.
As long as they get enough money in their budget to pay for it, that's all.
overall,
I'll make a motion to accept the purchase order for the Stryker for a stair lift chair for the ambulance in the amount of $3,563.10.
Second. Any more conversation or thoughts?
No.
Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 2-0.
I think this is one of those things that we have to have.
we try to normally get these with the ambulance and stuff, but I mean, the other one we've had for a long time.
It's one of those things that you just have to have. There's not nothing you can do about it.
Just so you guys are aware, Sandy and I worked on it together, and the truck's warranty is official, which started, I think it was last Wednesday.
Mhm.
So
Now that's just the drivetrain and the motor, correct?
Just
that's
the
the
chassis.
international part. Yeah.
Yeah, we got no warranty on the other because they're no longer in business, so we own that, whatever.
Other than that, how's it treating you guys?
Good with it, like any new truck, you find a few electronic things, work out the bugs once you drive it, but
And some things you might have wanted different that you don't know about.
overall it's come together pretty good. So people are pretty happy with it. Went through the snowstorm the other day without a problem. So.
It drives all right then in the bad weather,
I reminded them to take it easy.
huh? Yeah, until they get an idea how it's gonna handle.
But the rescue truck, I don't know if you guys want to use this.
Well, yeah, that was the question too. Why don't we put one of
This-
those out for bid?
Right, I
That's
don't
the
know.
rescue that's gonna-
We kind of typed it up. You don't have to use this, but this is the specs of the truck that you guys want to sell it.
Did you,
I'd be glad to bring it up here and get it out of my.
Oh, no.
well, what was our plan? Were we gonna have that appraised or something? We were gonna, or find out?
Yeah, when he was ready to give you the specs and get ready to let go of it,
Okay,
we needed to have, like a value, an appraisal value.
so that way we can set a
Market
minimum.
value.
Okay, so I guess we'll get on that and then put that out.
Okay.
Put that
Especially
out.
where snow's flying.
Yeah, well, there's no sense of holding on to it.
No,
Is all the gear out of it completely?
they finished stripping it last week, so probably could just use a sweep.
This actually looks pretty good. It's just a matter of, all we gotta do is add on here is what our minimum bid is, that's all.
Right.
Everything
That's
else.
what the board has to decide.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna have it appraised first, correct, with these
Well,
specs?
whatever.
Yeah. Well, you have
You
appraisal.
can go
you want
right
to-
online and get
Yeah,
an
you
Right
can go
idea.
online,
online,
yeah.
because if
Yeah,
you don't
we
want to pay an
didn't look
appraisal.
it up.
We can go online tomorrow and then
And
we
ADA,
can set one. It's not a big deal.
it'll give us a rough idea.
Yeah.
But let us know if you need something besides that. It's,
Oh, this seems like it should work.
I mean, they drove it the other day just to keep
Keep it motivated.
the batteries charged and stuff.
Alright. You have anything else?
No, the only other thing, just so you guys are aware, I believe we just did call number 719, which is, I think the mid 600s is the most calls we've ever had. So we've surpassed that, and we've still got a couple weeks to go. So
Awesome.
it's been a busy year.
I have a few questions. I'm not sure if we're gonna discuss all of this now or later, but what are your plans? I know this is a big thing. What are your plans with the captain position? I know we kinda had a conversation on the phone, but I know we need to figure out where we're going with that.
Obviously the two that you guys maybe
Won't accept our offer.
wouldn't accept the offer.
But we had discussed possibly doing a lieutenant type deal.
Yeah, another option would be, you know, trying to promote within and just hire a firefighter.
Do you think that will work?
Yeah, I mean, it would be better than not having anything at all. We need some type of, even if it was a lieutenant, I don't think any of them are quite at the point to be a.
I think the biggest thing is we can't physically pay the captain.
Right,
It's not
that's
so
the
much
problem.
that we don't want one, it's the money.
They're all capable of the job, I mean.
It's the money,
by no
it's
means.
definitely, so I guess we just gotta decide if that's the direction we wanna go. Here, right here.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
I've been ready
so-
for a long time.
Well, we'll wait for Scott to get
I mean,
settled.
luckily we had one girl out of college and a couple others around, so we're filling the position better than I thought, you know, with part-timers, but at the moment.
Scott arrived at 6:15.
What are you doing, sir?
We were just talking about, the direction he wanted to go with the captain's position at this particular moment.
Okay.
And we made a motion to accept the grant for the warm weather, but you had some questions on that. Do you remember what they were?
The
On
gear,
warm weather
whether it
gear?
was funded completely or we had to pay some.
Is that
Oh, it's 100% funded, isn't
Is
it?
that your only question?
And that's like full, like the spot where like there's like, I'm using this as an example, like an active shooter. The warm places where it's kind of, you're out of that active range where you can actually work on patients and
Exactly.
such. Okay.
Yeah. We had to do some training. 75% of the department had to do a training.
So we made a motion to accept that, just so you're aware. I'm
Okay.
sure you're okay with
Yep.
that.
Because there was no strings attached.
Nope.
And they made a motion for the chair to sign.
Yep. Great.
I got it right here. I haven't signed it because it's about 20 signatures.
Oh, I know that agency.
All right.
So that, I had just asked him what his thoughts were with the direction of the captain's thing, and I guess he can kind of explain to you too.
I mean, if you guys aren't going to consider the three that we had,
I don't think we can pay him.
Right.
We've already tried the two. I mean, the third one's probably not gonna accept the pay either, I don't believe.
I mean, I think it would be worth a shot to see, but still, but if not, then I'd like to talk to the deputy and figure out, you know, a plan for, I mean, we sort of talked about
So are
it
we
now.
dead set against the third guy?
I am.
Okay.
Well, I thought we had decided that because he
We
was,
were gonna,
he was making so much at Concord that we couldn't physically offer him to match what he's gonna make. And
Well,
like he said, why would he come here for less money?
I guess.
that, and he's got a ton of other stuff going on. He's a building inspector. He's got many hats, and how dedicated
Yeah, I
is he
don't know, I
gonna be
don't
to
really
us?
have anything against him as far as
I don't either.
personal. I'm
No, I was just
looking at-
wondering, like, he seems, the chief seems that, the only reason I'm asking is, the chief seems like he thinks that he could possibly get him to come. I agree with you, I don't think.
I don't know, you know.
I mean, I think what's the max you could offer him? He's making way more than that in Concord. The max
Well, yeah, I
we
wasn't
could
looking
offer him
for-
is, the max we could offer him is 60, and then he was making like 85 in Concord.
No, I wouldn't even offer, no, yeah.
Well, that's the bottom
That-
line.
that's-
That's why we
that's-
need to move
that's where
on.
we
Right,
are.
no, I would offer him the bottom line. And
Right, that's the max. we could
85
offer.
was way too high.
Right, that's the max we could. We're like 20 grand under what he's making now. I don't foresee us.
I don't know, you guys had that discussion with him, so I never even found out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where we were.
that's where he told us he was
But
making.
I just didn't know if it would be worth making the same, you know.
I
that would
think
be
the
reasonable for the
promoting
town.
within is not a bad
If
option.
we were gonna do that, we should have did it weeks ago. We waited this long, and time is moving on. We're shorthanded. I know there's some times when
Yeah.
there's nobody at the fire station. I've been looking at the timesheets real close, and I see some gaps in coverage, and we need to have somebody that's gonna be here to do something.
Let's get with your Lieutenant, the other guy you were talking about, Greg, or that's who you're talking about? Give it, yeah,
Greg.
and, see which direction you wanna go. Do you wanna promote to a lieutenant?
He runs the fire department, I don't.
We
That's
kinda-
his decision on what he's
I would
gonna do.
think we need to know that answer by next meeting, so we can either post it, or maybe if you guys have someone you have particularly in mind that you want to do this particular position that you're promoting to, we can, obviously still gotta post it in-house and do it all that legit.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I just want to point this out as a point. At the fire station, for our full-time positions, we have to certify our positions with NHRS, which isn't a big deal. But currently, we have, how they have us registered is 1 full-time paramedic and 3 full-time, they have to be fire and EMS certified.
Okay,
That's how those positions are registered with the Hampshire
Okay.
Retirement. So, when they do that,
Do they have to be?
if they don't, then we have to recertify as just a fire position or an EMS position.
So
I don't have a
Because they're
problem
a
hiring an
combination
EMT or
position.
whatever we have.
No,
to
we'd
hire.
want, I'd want both anyways.
Yeah.
right, it's just a matter of getting that position filled, and like we discussed earlier, getting somebody in a more advanced position that's gonna do the things that you can't get to try to tidy up the best we can,
And, you know, I mean,
without being, babysitters.
the 3 people we have, you know, they want something to look forward to. They just don't want to be in the same position
Right.
their whole life. They
Right.
want- if we want to try to retain some of the personnel,
Right.
a little, even if it's not always about the, you know, a little pay boost, but it's more
It's more about-
responsibilities and
Yeah,
stuff like that. It makes people want to stay and
Work harder.
I agree, I'm all for promoting from within, it's just a
Yeah.
matter of which position, what you wanna call that position, I mean, what that specific duties are gonna be. I'd like him to take on a little bit of the captain's duties that we were gonna give
Oh,
the
yeah.
captain, but not obviously all of them, because then he'd be almost a captain.
definitely take on extra responsibilities is the idea of it.
And the only other thing that I got is, can we possibly just get those 2 ladies their sweatshirts so we can end that little
Whatever
debate?
they need, so it goes
We can
away.
end that debate, please.
It's right on the top of my list.
Thanks. I mean, I know.
Jacket or whatever they need to get it,
So
and
that way,
let's move on. They've both been here a long time. Maybe they don't do as much as they should, and let's see if they do any more after they get their stuff. They claim
Well,
they
it's-
will.
it's just-
I know one lady works very hard,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna say which one, I'm not gonna single people
It
out,
was
but
just, the idea of it was just, we never had them before as an incentive. for
I
people.
get where you're
That was
coming
the
from.
only idea of it.
I
wasn't to
understand 100%.
send
I don't
people
want
out.
to take sides. I just don't want to have the back and forth. If we can solve it by buying some sweatshirts and coats,
Yep, not a problem.
I'm okay with that. It's just my opinion. Anybody else have any issues?
it needs to go away. It's just chaos we don't need.
Yeah, it's, and I'm sure you're tired of hearing it too.
I don't hear it anymore, but
And if they're gonna be out there on the road, they need some gear on.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's fair that they get used gear, because we got new people that come in here, and they get brand new gear. And these 2 people been around a long time, and I think it's got something to say for itself.
yeah. Oh yeah, longevity. Yeah.
Well, I think it goes to your
I'm
point.
sure, I know
think
there's
this-
some people that wanna push them out.
I think this kind of goes back to your point, what you just said about making people feel like they want to stay. So by buying them these coats, it's going to make them want to work harder and stay. So right along that same idea of promoting somebody, just a little bit different.
And I know there was some energy to push some of them out. I was at a meeting one night, you heard the comment that was made, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't a good comment to be made. And the person that made the comment probably shouldn't have made that comment in front of a bunch of people.
No, that's
You might think you want
Right.
to push somebody out, but when you say it in public,
no, that's my biggest thing is I don't care if you have something to offer, please offer it to, you know, everybody give a positive, contribute positively and
I just
try to make it
try to
better.
mend as many. I know we've had a few issues at the fire department. I mean, with morale and back and forth. If we could mend as many of those fences as possible, I know it might not be easy, but it's the only way we're gonna be able to at least
Oh, yeah.
try to move forward.
It seems like it's calmed down, but that's my opinion. I don't know.
I think a lot.
He probably
it will-
knows more than we do, but
It will. I think it's just a matter of tying up the loose ends with getting the extra position. Not everybody's so stressed out about working extra hours. They're probably getting overworked. It's holidays. They want to be home too.
anything else?
Oh, the warrant article for the
Yeah,
addition.
the station.
Do we
How
wanna
do we
hit that-
stand with
Do we want to
that?
hit that with the warrant articles, or do you want to hit it now? Well,
Well, warrant articles are next anyway, so it's up to you guys.
well, I know that was one of the big questions was the one for the addition for
The
the
addition.
narrows.
Yep. I've only received one of 3 quotes back, so I was I'm pushing one of the guys every day, but,
Now, Scott, let me ask you a question. You know this more. So let's say we go ahead with this on the warrant article. Can we get the quotes after? Or do you have to have all 3 before we go to the?
You have to
You
have
can get them
said
after, you just have
You
to,
don't- you
do
just
not
stay
to
within what we
exceed.
put. We have
Right.
to stay with what
You'd
we
have
put
to
in
have
on
a
the
number
warrant.
not to exceed.
right, and then we'd have to put it out to bid after.
I actually, I've been to all the budget committee hearings so far. I have I'm not questioning the need of fixing things, but basically what the budget committee and we discussed is you have a real safety issue. And the safety issue is the exhaust system down
Yeah.
at the Northwood, the Ridge. The Ridge
Well,
station.
not
Either
only
one,
there,
yeah.
not only there, both places.
Well, they live there. And when I say live, they're sleeping there. They're not sleeping at the Narrows. So my concern is that if we can only get one thing fixed, you should put the money in. You
For the
should put the money.
exhausting.
You should put the money in. You gotta get the exhausting fixed. It's like not even that's. I don't even think that's like even though it's on a warrant article. I think that's something you got to do even if it doesn't pass because it's a health and safety issue. That being said, I'm kind of leaning towards. We're talking about the safety complex thing. The town, do we want to dump? And I don't know, but do we want to dump upwards over $100,000 on the Narrows
Well,
and then the safety complex?
I thought the plan was if we got the safety complex was to keep the narrows anyways.
You have to.
Yeah, we do. The Narrows is.
So,
one
I mean-
of
Well,
the,
my thing
I get what
is,
you're saying too.
my thing is, if the Narrows doesn't pass,
Right, I get what you're saying.
I mean, I think we're asking for too much at town meeting.
For both.
For-
I agree with you, but
well, what's the difference gonna be next year? If you ask for the safety complex for $2.5 million, you know you're not gonna get it. That's gonna be years out. There's no way a safety complex in this town for $2.5 million is gonna pass.
Whoa!
So all we're doing is juggling the ball. We're doing this.
Well, there's going to be a point that, I mean, you got to look at this, and I said that, I'll say it again tonight, I said at the budget committee meeting, whether you don't want to pay for it or not, you got to accept the fact that this town needs to do something with the safety complex. And yeah, I think I'm being irresponsible by not telling the voters that they need to have a safety complex. If the town wants to vote it down, that's all well and good. But I don't think we can sit here and say, there's no need for this.
I've never said there wasn't a need.
No, I'm talking, like, I'm not saying you said that, I'm just saying, we can't sit here and say, oh, it's not gonna pass, so let's not put it forward. Because I think it's being irresponsible not to put it forward if, is there need for, an adequate facility.
I get what you're saying, but
Scott, but you know yourself, be realistic. This is years out. This isn't gonna happen in the next year.
But what
We
do you-
don't have a piece of land. We don't have nothing.
I'm just saying, okay.
It's a joke.
It's not a joke, it's a reality that they don't wanna pay for it, but I've seen towns,
Well, he's made his mind up. He said he doesn't need a safety complex if he gets what he needs down there. So, from what I gather there,
okay, all right, go ahead.
let's lay the cards on the table.
Go ahead. I'm not saying no, I'm just saying
Nick has spoke before, and he said if he got what he needed down there, he didn't really need a big safety complex right now.
this is
So are we forcing money down
my biggest.
people's throats to put up a safety complex because some people think it's a need and there's other people who doesn't think it's a need?
I gotta tell you the truth, I don't think, I really don't think the narrowest thing's gonna pass.
Well,
fine.
my biggest thing is this, is if you, I'm not saying I agree with you.
I don't think the whole thing's gonna pass, so you and I are in the same boat. You're saying that I'm making a mistake by not putting it in front of the people or that.
No,
Well, you just said the same thing.
My whole thought is we should only go for the exhaust system.
But I don't want, my point, let me, hold on, Nick. My point is, I'm not saying I agree with you or disagree with you. I just hate when a department, we've done this, we did this last year and we kind of got kicked for it. When Charlie came to us and he wanted the backhoe, and at first we decided to take the ballot off because we thought we were asking for too much. And then we decided to put it on for the people. Yes, it did get voted down, you're correct. But I hate when a department head comes to me and says they want something, to not let them at least let it go to the voters. And whether it passes or not, that's up to the voters.
I'm not.
I mean, I get exactly what you're saying.
Put it on the ballot.
Maybe
I'm
we
fine.
won't get either one.
Put it
There's a
on
good
the-
chance we won't.
Put it on the ballot. I'm fine with that. I'm not saying don't put it on the ballot. I'm just having a discussion.
So what happened? No, I agree. I'm not saying you
I
said
think in
that.
all
I didn't say
fairness,
you
let
said
the people
that.
decide.
So what do you do? Let me ask you this. What do you do if,
That passes and the exhaust doesn't?
yeah.
Then we're gonna have to look at the exhaust in the budget next year.
Well,
But
I
the
don't know if it
exhaust you get-
changed, but.
I think it says in the warrant article that if the first one don't pass, then we go to the second one. Isn't that not what it says?
Well, during the budget meeting 2 weeks ago.
Oh, we put the
The budget
narrows
committee-
in first, and if that passes, then we.
The budget committee voted to put the, last I knew, when I left, the budget committee voted to put the exhaust system in the budget.
Oh, that's right, they did.
So the warrant article does
So
not have
the
that.
warrant
That's
article
right.
was removed
You don't
because
need-
the
you don't-
budget
You don't
and
need a, that's right, you don't need a warrant article.
Wait,
That's
so we
I
can
forgot
remove
all
the
about
exhaust one and then
that.
just
You don't
put
even
the...
need, we don't even need the exhaust warrant article
we
because
can
they
remove
put the
that
money
one.
in the budget.
If you look at the sheet, it has, next to Article 20, the BOS needs to reconsider this because you can't put it forth because well, you could, but they put it in the budget.
That's right.
So you
we
guys
have-
need to vote to remove
If
it
it's in the
from the
budget, you're gonna
warrant.
get it one way or
All right,
another.
so that's fine.
let's
So then
remove-
let's remove
let's
that one and
remove
leave
the
the
exhaust
So I think if you remove the
I
exhaust
apologize.
That's
system
all
out of the
right.
warrant
It's
article.
good to have discussions like this.
Because the reason they put it in the budget is because there was about that
Like he
amount.
says, it needs to be done.
It has to be done
It needs to
regardless.
be
I
done.
agree.
And it
And the
makes sense
overall
to
budget
put it
didn't
in
go
the
up any because we had savings otherwise.
Saying, does that mean we have to vote on the budget too, because it went up?
No.
Nope. Just the warrant. You have to
Just
remove
the
it. You
warrant.
have to
Just
make a motion and vote
just-
to remove it from
yeah.
the warrant.
Yeah.
That
That's how
article
the
from the
exhaust-
We don't have to make a motion for the budget.
Put our
warrant?
budget forward and the budget committee increased.
So we don't have to, okay, that's fine.
Nope, there's two you need to reconsider.
All right.
So I would recommend removing that warrant article to.
So let's whack the,
Can I get a motion to remove that one?
I'd like to make a motion to take off the warrant article for
Ventilation
the
system.
ventilation system, and I'll bring up, I'll make the motion, and then I'll bring it up in discussion.
I'll second for discussion.
Okay, for discussion purposes, at the budget committee hearing the other day, that after a discussion, where we basically determined this is a need, this is a must-do, it's a health and safety issue. You have firefighters down there that are being exposed to
Diesel fuel.
carbon dioxide exhaust, it's not healthy for them. There's long-term effects to that, you gotta get it fixed.
I agree.
So that's why, and this was discussed at the budget hearing committee.
So is that a motion?
I second
Well,
it.
no, you have to.
Second.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Passes 3-0.
I
so we
now
can
that's
remove
done,
that from
I have
the-
a quick question though. So let's just say hypothetically speaking, the addition on the Narrows passes.
yeah.
Now we're gonna need the same exhaust system for up there, correct?
So what?
That's included
What we
in.
did is we'll put it at whatever station's the primary station,
Okay.
where they're gonna be there majority of the time.
Regardless,
If that fails, it'll go down there.
if that passes,
We
it's gonna go
figured
up
the
there.
highest, this building would cost more.
Yeah.
We figured the highest amount for the
It's
exhaust
probably,
system.
yeah, okay. All right. So either way, we're gonna get an exhaust system at one of the two buildings.
Wherever
for
they're
the fire
sleeping.
department.
Correct, wherever they are.
Wherever they're gonna sleep, okay.
Yep.
Now, what do we need to put in for dollar amount for the, Narrows?
That's what our question was.
Well, he's got one, and I guess that's the number we'd have to go by, and if
that's
it
it.
exceeds that, then
So what's the
You
number?
can't exceed it, well, you can't over exceed that one.
that's what I'm saying, we wouldn't be able to go over that amount, no matter what the other estimates were.
Well, I think
Well, you
that-
had a high and a low, right?
Yeah, I had a high. The reason why I really wanted these other ones, because I believe the first one was high. I mean,
Okay. What's the high? What was the
Well,
first?
don't make that like public.
All right.
What do you think you need? Like without, based
I
on
mean,
the.
based
Yeah, we don't talk-
off based off research that I've done and numbers that I calculated. Originally, when this first came to the table,
What do you think, a buck
I was
50?
thinking, well, I was thinking $1.50, but it's going to be more than that.
Thinking 200?
It's going to be closer to 220.
Actually, I hate to say this, I think we need, if you're talking a couple $100,000, I think you might want to float a bond.
That's open for discussion.
So don't we have to word that in the warrant though?
Yeah.
So why don't we do that?
So
Why
you're
don't we
gonna,
reword
I
it?
mean, if you're talking $200,000, and then this goes back,
Because then you can stretch out the payments and it might be more likely to pass.
yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
That's not a half bad idea. So what are you thinking, a 5-year bond? A 3?
It's got some money, man.
A 3-year bond at
Well, let me-
100,000 apiece?
Let me ask you this.
No?
So if we were to do this, and you got that addition down the Narrows, you couldn't come back, you probably couldn't come back for another thing for whatever the length of the bond is. And I'm thinking,
Oh, yeah.
for 200,000, cause this is like, I'm thinking 10 years.
10-year bond?
Yeah,
10?
spread it out instead of burdening the taxpayers. We get a
So,
big tax
and when you
increase
say
coming in
10
the next
years,
bill.
so that means they can't come for like a fire, they're not talking like they can't
No.
come for a new fire truck, they just can't
No,
come for
they
vacation.
can't come for a new building,
New-
Oh,
More
well-
building.
I don't think that,
which kind of puts the safety complex on hold.
if he wants to go there, that's a direction that's up to him.
Let's just drop that deadline, because you're gonna have to get language on how to write a bond.
I believe it was January. I forget what she said, but
We've got a little bit of time.
So you need some
I got about
time.
2 weeks.
You need to,
2 weeks.
so you need to get a solid number not to exceed.
Yep. That was that's the plan. Yep.
Can you work on that with Sandy within the next few days?
Well,
And then we need to draft a warrant article for the total amount you think you need, not to exceed. And that we're gonna go out for a 10-year bond for not to exceed,
Say 200,000 or whatever it is.
well, maybe, you know,
So
220
how does
whatever.
that work? Does that come up every 10 years as a
well,
warrant article?
no,
comes up every
it
year to
comes
make the
up.
payment.
That's what I mean for 10 years.
no,
No, it'll be
Not
done
for
the
a
whole
bond.
thing.
Yeah, one-time deal.
it's a
Not for a
one-time
bond.
deal, but
You
you
don't have to
have,
still get,
no, you have to have
No.
a super majority. You gotta have that, I think it's,
Two-thirds.
it's 2/3 or 60%.
The pass.
I'm asking okay, you gotta do some research, but
Yeah,
I
we
think it's like a 2/3 majority to pass a bond.
Right.
were there any, RFPs sent out to get numbers for this? When you guys were talking about this?
There was
in the
plans sent
summer?
out. If this
but
passes,
was
there
there
would be a
really-
whole
what-
there would have to be a whole RFP that would have to be
Right.
established.
You know,
That was done.
I'm gonna say one other thing too, and people are gonna get mad, but it's kinda late in the game to be going for a bond.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
disagree.
Because to get a
Takes a lot of
bond,
time
it
to
takes a
get-
lot of research. This is something like, if you wanna do this addition, we should be going for next year, not this year. So,
I don't agree with that, but
well, you talk to, I'll tell you what, you call
You got,
the people you need to call. They're gonna ask you what plan, they're gonna ask you, is this in your capital improvement plan?
Was put in.
the capital
But it was put
improvement
in at
plan is only
45, that's the
advisory
problem,
anyway.
Right.
What I'm telling you is when banks lend you money,
they want a plan.
they want a plan. They don't want, oh yeah, we decided that on the whim that we're just gonna bond something for 10 years.
I look at it, unfortunately, the only way we can look at it is if we can get all the information and all our
Yeah,
ducks in a
I
row by
think
the
we
time
need-
it's due, then we
yeah.
can do it. If not, then we're going to have to put it off for a year.
Yeah, all I'm saying is you need all your ducks in a row, and we can't just say we're gonna do it tonight, that's all I'm trying to say.
No, I don't have any plans on doing it tonight.
Then
More.
the requirements, you're gonna have to have licensed contractors, insured contractors doing all of that. that's what the.
So it sounds like,
That would have to be figured out.
And do you have a plan to build, who, like, is there a design? Who did the design?
TW Design in Stratford. I showed Rick.
Yeah, I saw.
So it's a
the plan.
professional design?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a professional design.
so I guess you got some work to do with Sandy in the next few days.
Sandy, you can't, probably can't look at it till at least next week.
Listen,
That'll be okay, because then I should have all the stuff I need by then.
well, you
That's
can't, we got, if you gotta do this and you think you need it, you can't,
Gotta get it done.
Gotta
Oh,
get
we've
it
been
done.
working, I mean, we've been working on this for months now, actually. believe it or not.
Because I think the bond is the only way we're
so
probably.
call the people, I think it's like a, you're gonna need somebody to help you draft that. There's gonna be some, you might wanna call, DRA. You might even wanna get the attorney involved.
Well, yeah, I was gonna call DRA and Laura.
I think that's, I don't have much else.
Cause if you put out a 10-year bond, I don't know, see if you find out what the interest rates are and stuff. Can probably reach out to, well, since I've been here, we've never gone out for a bond for the town.
You've never had a bond for anything? Really?
Well,
Well,
we've had
School had to
fine,
have a bond.
yeah,
School did,
but
not
that
the
was
town.
like 200,000, you know, it's like,
It's gonna be tough to get that kind of money from a vote.
well, 200,000 is gonna jack the tax rate up like a buck. Oh, wait.
Well, what
What's
did
the
we just
assessed
get hit
value?
with last year from the school? And we got another big increase coming from what's left over in the next tax bill. My tax bill went up $350 the last time around, and I expect to get more from what people voted for last year.
Mine went up $600.
When you vote for something, you have to pay for it.
Right.
I mean, it's that simple. People keep voting, they cry because their tax bill went up. Well, you know what? If you vote for it, that means you support it. You have to pay your share.
Okay, so we need to do our homework. We need to get some better information. So we can't really do this.
Do we have a meeting before that?
You
Before
have,
the
the
last
next
drop dead?
meeting is the 28th of December, the 27th of
Is that
December.
before the drop dead deadline?
Of the warrants, yes.
So then
By like 3 days
we
maybe.
really need to have all this information at that meeting then.
The only other thing I want to throw out there, and this will require more homework, would be the apparatus replacement fund.
Wait a second. I think you have to have a public hearing. You have to have some public hearings before you post a bond too. So we might not have enough time.
Right. What about the fire fund? That's, you have
Not
to
even
be
if we
specific
call-
to the language.
If we made a warrant article to change the language in it to help support this, if the numbers were there, if you and I looked into that and figured it out. And it's just, I just thought of it just right now.
You would have to change the whole purpose of the fund and then change the language of the fund.
I just know other towns have done that
It's
for
a-
certain things.
It's an equipment fund. You'd have to change it for the equipment and building. All I'm saying
I'm just trying to-
all I'm saying is, these are ideas, but you gotta get the answers, and you gotta, and that's the other thing, you gotta call them and say, how many public hearings do we have before, you know, do we have the time to do this? That's the other thing, because I know whenever you issue a bond, you have to have a couple public hearings before.
They have to be
Can
posted
you have
2
the
weeks
public
before the
hearings
hearing.
after we do the warrant, or you have to have them?
No.
You have to have it so they.
So they can
so the
decide
public
whether or
can
not to
come
put the
in and
warrant
decide,
on.
yeah.
So we might not even have enough time to
You
do it
won't,
that
because
way.
a public hearing has to be
No,
posted
no,
14 days.
let's not just say we don't. Let's get some facts and figures.
No, that's fine. All right.
I'm just telling you, there's a couple things you need to do before you can even pursue this.
So I guess.
Yeah, bond wise, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can still say we want to raise an appropriate $200,000.
Yeah, we don't have. Yeah, we can do
We,
it.
we can
try
do
it
that
way.
without,
Right. I
If we
think
do that without a bond, it's you're probably right. I would like to see it get supported, but it probably wouldn't. That's just
I don't
my
know.
guess.
I don't know. People haven't had any trouble spending lately.
You never know. You never know. It's a coin flip.
It's worth a shot.
If we can't do it for the bond, yeah. Sure.
If we can't do it
We
with
can
a
always,
bond, we'll do
if
it
it
with
gets
a bond.
shot down, we can always come back. with a bond
we do know the ventilation system will get done.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So,
There's no doubt about
So at
that.
least we got that.
okay.
So
Anything else for Nick?
keep us in the
Yeah.
frame, timeline if you can, so.
We'll just have to make a decision by next week, one way or the other.
Yep.
If you don't have the info, we'll just have to go forward with,
Is that the only open warrant article? I think all the other ones were,
No, you have a couple more that you need to address.
okay,
are we done with Nick?
yeah.
You sure?
Well, Nick, are we done with you, or we need something else?
I'm
Oh,
on.
I'm asking, I'm not,
Yeah,
I think he's had enough tonight. His color was getting redder and redder as it went on.
gets
we
ready.
got five members taking an EMT test for Saturday, so.
Oh, really? Well,
Get with Greg and get on what you want to do as far as
yeah,
this
we need to move on that.
position so we can move on that. That's in the second biggest
Priority.
priority.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
Yep.
Did you ask her that question about if you have an employee that wants to do
I did. She's good.
she don't have to fill out another, okay.
If there's a town employee, you guys have to vote to make her a member of the fire department.
I'll wait till she actually does that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Okay, moving on, I guess we're gonna go to the rest of the warrant
Do you want to go
articles.
back to the public hearing real quick? Why
Do we
Scott's
have the
here?
information?
No, we still don't? Okay.
Well, what public hearing?
That was for the piece of
Quimby.
land we were gonna accept.
I thought we already took it.
No, we
Have
were,
a second
well, the
one.
problem
Have a
is now,
second
we don't
public
know,
hearing.
we don't know who's paying the closing costs. We don't know who's paying the,
Well, here's my question. Did you post the public hearing for tonight?
Yes.
we had it.
But then the question came up, and I had a question for the board.
We had it.
Because I'm trying to work on this, and I don't know who's paying for the deed, who's transferring the deed, who's doing the closing, who's paying for the closing, and who's at the closing.
And Mrs. Rule actually asked a pretty good question too.
Yeah, why would,
None of that was answered or researched.
None of
so
that
I
was
don't know.
answered when it was offered to us. The ball was dropped or whatever happened there. Another problem is, like she said, Becky said, you know,
Taking it out of the tax map, right?
taking it off the tax map, and like I said, I was involved in some of the conversation when the people were offering it to the town. And basically their thought was, if we didn't accept it, they're not gonna pay any more taxes on it, so we're gonna end up with it one way or another. So we're gonna get the piece of property.
didn't we vote to take it? But I guess
We did,
But
but,
we can vote to change our mind.
yeah, we could. But why wouldn't we?
All right, let's get a little more information.
That's what we had to
That's
have.
what I
to
need
hold
to know,
another
because I
public
don't,
hearing then.
I don't
Then
know.
No, you
We'll
don't
have
need
to
to, no, you don't need to hold another public meeting. Did you post a public hearing for tonight?
Yeah, we did.
Did you open it?
We did.
Yes.
Did you get any comment?
No.
Well, we did from
One.
Becky Rule.
Oh, okay, you took public,
So we're all set
all you
then.
gotta do is take the public comment.
Want to make sure we're
So
doing
you
it
had,
good.
so you had the two hearings. Now, what you need to do,
Is this the information?
get the information, and right now it's saying we're not gonna make a final decision. We'll make a motion to put this on hold.
Okay.
Let's make a motion to put this on hold until we get this, additional
Expenses figured out.
expenses figured out.
Second that motion.
All right, I'll make a motion, I'll formally make a motion to put the acceptance of this property on hold until we figure out the details and the logistics of the whole transaction.
Second.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All
Aye.
in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Passes 3-0.
All right, that's it. Now on to the next. Sorry, I didn't mean
So
to.
we're back onto the warrants, because the next on the list.
Right. No, that's a good
I didn't want to
idea.
forget about the public hearing.
That's a good idea to finish it up.
All right, what we got?
Article 13, the budget committee also took and put it in the budget, so the board needs to reconsider taking this off the warrant.
They took,
They
Cruiser.
decided to put the police cruiser back into it.
they decided to, put the budget committee, I represent the selectmen, so I voted no on that.
I'm voting no on it too.
Well, we still got to remove it though.
No, you don't have to
No,
remove
we
it.
We
don't.
don't have to. Okay.
No,
But if they both pass, they can buy 2 cruisers,
No.
right?
no.
How's that work?
No, technically, they can't buy, I mean, I'm not saying this, I'm just
Yeah.
putting facts out there,
Yeah.
it's education.
Yeah.
If it's in the budget, that doesn't mean they can buy the cruiser.
No, it
They
doesn't.
have to come in here and we have
I
to approve the
understand.
purchase.
But theoretically,
So theoretically, even though the budget committee put it in the budget, I'm not saying.
It
we
doesn't
would-
mean it's gonna
It doesn't
be a
mean
deal.
the board, the elected board at that time is gonna approve the purchase.
Right.
So,
Let's just leave it on there then. Is that what you're saying? I'm
no,
okay
I'm
with
not
it.
saying, I'm just trying to give
I'll
you
make a motion.
factual information.
No, I think,
I'm not telling you what
It's always the way it was done before Brent got here. Everybody else has to do it.
Can I
When they
get,
want something.
could I tell you what the logic was?
I don't
because
really.
if they're afraid it's gonna fail and they wanna
No,
keep.
no.
What's the logic?
The logic is that
The budget was down.
they're the only department, I'm just.
Yeah, but now they got that fund, so they shouldn't have to come to the
Well, just
taxpayers to get one
Let me tell
every
you
year.
what was said at the budget committee. They're the only department that actually has to purchase a vehicle almost every year. Because first off, they're cars, they're police cruisers, they're not trucks, they're not fire trucks, they're not they're a high price tag in the fact that they're expensive vehicle, but we're talking 30 to 40K as opposed to,
They're not heavy duty.
300K.
No, cruisers aren't that expensive.
yeah,
The SUVs are.
yeah. So if they're buying cruisers, the
You
argument
just bought a
is-
new SUV, so they shouldn't need another.
No, he wants a cruiser.
I'm not trying to sway you, I'm just trying to give you what was
I
talked about
understand
at the
that.
meeting.
So let me ask you a question. So are you recommending removing it because it's in the budget, or are you recommending leaving it so that way if it doesn't pass in the budget, it stays?
It don't matter if the
We
budget.
still have to vote on it, yes or no.
So I think we should let the people still vote
I
on
do
whether or not
too.
they want it in their tax.
I'll make a motion to leave it in as a warrant article.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Anybody
gonna.
gonna second it?
I'll second it, but more than likely, it's gonna. That's fine. I'll second it.
Any more discussion?
No.
Seeing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna vote no.
Okay.
Because I think there was a valid argument made at the meeting.
I think it's a valid argument. I agree with you, Scott. But
I'm not gonna make any comments about the budget committee.
but
I heard it was nothing but chaos on Saturday.
Well,
And you know what? I've got a tape coming and
I
I'm
was
gonna
told.
watch it. And
I
I'm
was
gonna
told
watch
if you don't
it.
have anything positive to say for myself, I'm just gonna keep quiet.
All right, but I got a tape coming and I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
And if it's out of control, it needs to be straightened out. That's what I got to
Which one?
say.
Last Saturday or the Saturday before?
Last Saturday,
The school one.
yes.
Okay.
I've had more than one complaint. And I'm not gonna hide it.
the thing with the police cruiser is, I agree with what you're saying, Scott, and I agree with their concept. But I feel if we don't put it out there for the people to vote, and we just slam it,
Oh, I wasn't saying pull it off the warrant. I was saying
you're not supporting it.
I'm support, by voting no, I'm saying, yeah, they made a good argument to put it in the budget. I'm not saying pull it out.
But I get what you're saying.
We're not always gonna agree on everything.
No,
so it's
I'm
fine.
not saying we have to
Come on.
agree. I'm just saying I agree with what you're saying, but I feel if we don't put it on there and we just let it go in the budget, we're gonna get that same argument that you got with all-day kindergarten and the curriculum director, that we just shoved it in the ballot without giving the people a chance.
And that's
to
what
vote
we're getting
for it.
noted for.
And that's-
Shoving it in, shoving it in.
That's where my point is. Do I agree that it should be in the budget? Yeah, because they need the vehicle, but it's more or less.
Okay.
Article 21, the backstop for the baseball diamond was also tabled.
Why was that table?
Oh, that was tabled. The reason that was tabled, because there's a belief that somebody got a free backstop
Right.
from Colbrown? Or,
I think it was Colbrown.
so anyways, we had a backstop donated and nobody seems to,
Know where it is or
where it is or
No,
what
it's
the
not there.
I
status
can
is.
tell you where it is. It's laying up to the ball field.
Okay, see, he
And-
knows.
It's gotta be put back together. And if it doesn't meet today's standards of the code, then where are we? It's like the equipment we took from here and moved up there for the kids to play on.
So I'm fine
But
with
it's
it.
a
So do you
problem.
think we need the backstop or don't need the backstop?
If we got the field, I mean, why wouldn't we want a backstop so the field's usable?
Okay, so you wanna leave the warrant article?
I don't have a problem with it for the amount of money.
Leave it in.
Okay.
Do you have a problem with it, DJ?
Well, this is to the thing. If you got one that's up there now, I agree with you. It might not be the code, but if you got one that you can get for free donated to you, I'd like to see us use that. But like this doesn't mean it's going to pass code. I'm not saying it's going to.
Is
It
it?
doesn't, I haven't seen it,
It's been laying there for 3 or 4 years.
so chances
The
are.
posts are there. Whether the fence is still there, I couldn't tell you that.
Can I ask a question, my ignorance? When you say it's not gonna meet code, I'm thinking of a backstop. You're talking about this fence that's behind home plate, right?
Right.
It's gotta meet a
It
certain
has to meet
specs.
regulations,
Okay.
safety-wise and game-wise.
So who does that? The building inspector? Who determines?
Engineer. Well, that's like the playground equipment we took from out here. We were gonna install it down there. And to reinstall it, our insurance company said no, because it didn't meet code anymore.
Okay. All right.
Do you remember anything about
I
that?
don't know anything about that, no. I
We
wasn't
took the
involved in that.
slide, we took
Yeah,
the
I
house
remember
that was
taking the
over
slide.
here
Being moved.
and put it up there, and that's what we were told. We had to buy a kit to upgrade it to make it fit today's world.
In that bill, she wants permission, I told her to write a letter if you guys decided to take it out of the revolving fund.
What was the price on that? $1,800-$1,900
It's
to
like
get this?
$2,100 or something.
Yeah,
Up to code?
so we could use it to bring it up to code, so
Might as well almost buy new stuff.
that's why it was never put up.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't
we're
wanna
trying,
argue
so
about
let's
it.
leave the warrant, let's,
No,
leave-
yeah,
we're gonna leave the warrant article as is.
So the budget committee then has to revote that, because
Yeah.
they didn't vote it.
We're gonna keep it.
Okay.
And
It's 30,
you can
it's 30 what,
explain- You can explain
$100?
to them our concerns too.
We got couple $100,000 in the field. I mean, we need a backstop to even
Well, I'm not
use it.
saying we don't need a
I
backstop.
think it was tabled
there's-
because the chairman of the rec commission was
Yeah.
at the budget committee and he knew
Yeah.
nothing of it.
Yeah,
Wasn't even aware of it.
Well, he knew the backstop is up there that was donated to us.
All right,
okay.
So, okay, moving on.
something was
The
something.
minutes from 11/14. That was all I had for warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the November 14th minutes as amended, as written, sorry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3 to
What do you got
0.
for assessing form?
Okay. I have a lot.
Good.
Veterans credits, and the report of a timber cut. And you also have the preliminary equalization study.
All right, hold on. Let's do the veterans credits first. Just give me the veterans credits. Okay, I got 3 veterans credits. They all meet qualifications. So I'll make a recommendation to approve the 3 veterans credits. And I'm going to give you the location, tax map, and lot number. 7 Gaviot Road, tax map 210, lot 47. 25 Davlin Drive, tax map 234, lot 41, colon 10. In 176 Lindgrove Road, tax map 113, lot 17. That's 3 separate credits, but they're all being recommended by assessing to be approved.
I'll second all 3.
Any comments?
If anybody wanted to look at them?
I've already looked at it. I have a copy of my packet. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3 to 0.
Why don't you start signing down there, and then I'll move on to the next
And the
one.
next one's the timber cut.
This is already
what you
done,
just
right?
gave me.
Nope, you're doing this piece right here. See how the others were highlighted up top? That's
Gotcha,
what
I'm sorry.
It's the same form.
This timber cut's already done, right?
Oh, this is a report of the
Yeah, this
timber
is the
cut. This-
Yeah, so it's done.
Oh, so
a
it's,
house lot.
so, okay. So we're actually, we're just signing it,
Right.
Yes,
okay? We don't even need to make a motion, I don't think, do we?
yes.
We do, all right. I'll make a motion to approve the timber cut on 176 on 170 Ridge Road, Northwood, New Hampshire, 032. Jeez, I'm in the zip code. Okay, map 219, lot 23. So moved.
You second it?
Second.
I don't have any problem with it, seeing it's already done.
Well, I think this is just logistics. I'm good. Aye.
$24, huh?
Yeah, it was a house lot, that's what I'm saying. It's been done for weeks, and
Yeah, I
evidently
drive by it every
paperwork
day.
was held up somewhere.
I drive by it every day.
I
Okay.
would think we would sign
Did
the
you get this
intent to
back
cut
so I can
before
sign
it was
it?
done.
Yes, sir. So we gotta take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Still gotta
That's
take
the
a
3-0. What?
We didn't take a vote. We did now, though. We're good now.
It's amazing that these things come in after they're already done and cleared. I would think we should sign them before it was done.
Well, they had to sign an intent to cut, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we signed
They
it.
did the intent
so
to
this
cut,
is
yeah,
just to collect
this is
the
just to
tax?
collect the tax, yeah, it's not, it was approved.
$46, wow.
Yeah, you guys gotta sign it in the second spot.
Did I sign it?
Not in the second spot, you didn't, but only two of us has to.
Oh, he's here, so he better sign it.
If you didn't want to sign your name.
I don't need to have this on vote.
We really need to get stamps.
Put all set.
Yep.
Moving on.
Okay, if he's still signing. The next one is the preliminary equalization study supplied by the assessor. It needs to be just reviewed. It's the revenue regarding sales and the equalization values of 2017, and it needs signatures.
I'll make a motion to, sign the 2017 preliminary equalization study. Is there a total number on here or anything, or just?
I don't know, I did not review that. I can't answer that, Scott.
Oh, this is the new company, right?
No, this purpose is for
Oh, it
2017.
says new assessing firm as of 1/1/2008. What's the new firm's name?
Cross country.
Oh, okay, because this says Brett Previs.
That's who's doing it right now for
But
2017.
he says new assessing firm, okay, so,
Right, he's reporting that there will be a new one.
and that's all this is? So there's no, okay. So I'll make a motion to, sign this
Second.
2017 equalization municipal assessment data cert.
Second.
Any more discussion? No. Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 3-0.
Can you just make sure that's put back together, Scott, so we don't lose the pieces? No,
I can't do that,
you can't.
yeah. Today, the,
12th.
12/12,
12/12.
17.
There was supposed to be something freaky that went on at 12/12/12/12 today, but I didn't see it.
That would have been in year 2012, I'm sure.
Something like that. It's like the Y2K thing that never happened.
There you go.
And next we have the manifest, and there's actually two. I was a little busy yesterday, so I did the manifest, and then I remembered that we had to pay for the Reed's Ferry shed. So,
Oh, well, we're bringing that up.
The white pole, we need to discuss.
I have that
Have you,
information.
were you able to track down, converse with Mr. Young on the purchase of the trail?
He emailed me today, and they were closed today, so he's going tomorrow.
Oh, he's going tomorrow.
He is going tomorrow.
All right.
He's doing
That's
it.
that's for Homeland, right?
Homeland,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it was what, 1,500 or 1,700? I can't remember. I think it was
Okay.
1,500.
Because he was, because I had discussed and he would like to move forward with the
Yes, and I
ship
have a
budget.
purchase order. It's kind of blank because I don't know who the vendor will be.
Well, we gotta make sure we approve it before the end of the year.
That's why I brought it, because we only have one more meeting. So, and I need that final encumbrance for that meeting.
All right, but they know what the price is.
He said.
Not
thought
to
it was
exceed
15.
whatever it is.
I can't remember if it was 15 or 17 though. I think it was 15.
All right, so we need to do the Reed's Ferry one. We already did
Okay,
that.
so this is the one for the shed that, it's a prepay. Has
Yeah,
to
I'll
be
make the
paid by-
motion to, approve manifest 2017, number 27, in the amount of $5,315.65.
Second.
This
Any
is,
more discussion?
I don't have it.
This is the paperwork that goes with it, if you can just keep it together.
Seeing no more discussion,
It's purchase
everybody
order,
ready?
we've already signed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0.
We can discuss the rest of it later when we get to it.
The electricity part.
And then you have the regular manifest here.
I'll make a motion to approve manifest V 2017 number 26 in the amount of $444.41. What is there, a school?
There is a school payment of $400,000 in there.
Okay.
The big one.
You got a big clip? I'll clip it right together so we don't lose it.
This here, maybe? I don't know where that came
If you
from.
got a second,
Second.
Oh, that was on
This
there,
one
Rick.
here.
Works. Either one of them will work.
second. Rick, gonna call for a vote.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 3-0.
Okay.
I have BCM environmental purchase order. I have two of them. One of them is for $4,437.06. It is for a bill that's coming in for November's legal services. I have a second one for $3,000 for December
Okay.
because the review of the court case.
I will make a motion to approve BCM environmental and land law legal services for the zoning board in the amount of $4,437.06.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, what's going on with this? Is this something?
This is the case that,
This
from
is
the
the court
arrows.
case. And that bill is coming in, and the 3,000 is because the court review and final determination
Also,
is gonna be in December, and we don't know what that's gonna be yet.
So let's approve this one.
Yep,
Okay, so I made a motion.
I second.
second it. I asked if there was any more discussion. I guess the discussion's done. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes 3-0.
Okay, and then I'd like to make a motion for BCM environmental, legal services for the zoning board, $3,000. That's an estimate, right?
Yes, because they don't know what the bill is
So I'll
actually gonna
move
be.
that, not to exceed $3,000.
Second.
Any more discussion?
What
No.
happens if it does exceed? They can't continue?
They'll have to come back and ask for more money.
They have to come back? Okay.
They can't exceed $3,000, that's all we signed the purchase order for.
Okay.
That's supposed to go in something.
Oh, that was with the back of those, so you could have an explanation. No, there's one for each of you if you want to, just an update and a review that Linda provided for you.
Okay.
Okay, this is the blank one, we don't know who the vendor is for the trailer. I do believe that the number was 1,500.
Well,
But I can't
don't we know the company?
I don't know which one he's getting it from.
So we gotta wait on that. We gotta put it off.
Yeah. I can't-
My concern is gonna be.
Well, I
that
can't
we
approve
don't-
I can't approve
I
a
understand,
purchase
that's
order
why
if I
I
don't
didn't-
have a vendor.
That's why I wasn't gonna put it forward.
He couldn't tell you where he was buying it?
I'm guessing it's gonna be from like Northeast friggin' Trailer Company or
Oh,
something
that's
like
what I
that.
There's one or two in town, I heard.
But it's just, we can't do it until he decides. We'll just have to
We'll
put it
come in
off.
and sign it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, we'll
usually
come
hard
in-
to
Alright,
get
that's
this
what I'll
signed.
look.
Get on it and we can come in
Because you've
and
already
sign it.
approved him to purchase it, so.
Yeah, just get on him and tell him we
That's
can
good.
always, you can always give us a call. We can swing it and sign
This
it.
one is for B&H Video. It's for Gary for a audio technical camera system. $3,188.85.
Is that,
Did you get 3 quotes? What
Second.
That is, yeah.
that's the old one.
do you mean the old
He's
one?
already come with us, to us with that, I believe.
Oh, we already bought this?
That's the bill, and the money was never encumbered.
Alright.
Oops.
Did we approve to buy that?
We did
Did,
approve to buy it.
But you need to sign the purchase order
We
because
didn't
it's
sign
over
the
my limit.
purchase order.
And I can't pay the bill without the
Right, we
approval on the
approved to buy
purchase
it,
order.
so it's not something that we didn't approve.
Okay.
Right.
This is just a reimbursement to Gary Garnett, but it needs a signature because it's from the Cable Expendable Trust Fund, $39.98.
I'll make a motion to pay $39.98 for mileage reimbursement, supplies reimbursement for Gary Garnett. I'd pay out of the Cable Expendable Trust Fund.
Second.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0.
This is a purchase order for the Highway Department for Phil Moore. It's coming from the additional highway block grant funds for gravel for the roads.
Is this
That's the
again?
last
I
bill.
got,
Again, is this
so we've already done this?
Right,
That's the bill. He's already bought the gravel.
we've already bought the gravel.
All right,
This is the bill.
so, so if we already approved expenditure, what,
We
we
did.
just need to sign
I
it?
need you to
right.
sign it.
Yes, that's the one where they came where they had that big stack of yellow things stapled to it.
No, that's in the vendor.
I know,
This is
but-
another one.
This is another
There's
one.
gonna be another.
Is this the same thing?
While we're on this subject, I know we had 2 snowstorms on this year's budget. How are we looking for this year's budget on leftover on
I haven't
those?
gotten a plow bill yet, so I can't tell you.
I know that we're still technically on
We
2017.
have to encumber the
so
money
actually
before
budget.
year end, because this is this year's.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
But we have some already encumbered from the spring.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, this is a bill, this is a purchase order for Mark Lambert.
What's that for?
Storm windows?
No, the 2 doors on the end, he's gonna get them done by the end of the year. In the corners, especially the one in the town administrator office, the whole corner is all rusted. And when it snows and gets wet, the ice jams up in that corner
Freezes.
and it freezes that door, kind of ajar. So he's
So
gonna
they're
come.
replacing the doors?
And it was in the facility committee trust fund 3 years ago and it's never been done. So he said he could get them done for me.
Okay, make a motion for Mark Lambert to, spend $1,275 out of facility committee expendable trust fund is to replace the doors at the east side of the building.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0.
While we're on that topic with the board's blessing, I would ask that we let the inmates paint that office while it's vacant and freshen it
I
up
don't see
before
any
we use
problem
it.
with that.
That's fine.
I don't see
Okay.
any issue with that.
Thank you. And that's all I have for purchase orders. The rest is miscellaneous signatures, and there's quite a few. So this is the default budget that you already approved. I just need your official signature on the default form so I can upload it to the DRA website.
Not too bad, Sandy.
This is the Tyler Tech agreement for the new software that we are purchasing for the 23.6 of the
That
board.
just needs the chairman, right?
It needs, yeah, I thought I had a sticky on here, but apparently it's lost.
Fell off.
It did. and I'm not
Lost in
surprised.
translation.
I believe it's the one page here. I'm hoping if you want to thumb through to make sure. It is asking for all your signatures.
It is?
I do believe, isn't it? Three of them
No.
down there?
What do you see, 3?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking the other side. Okay, it's, yep, yours and mine. Okay.
I'll make a motion to allow the chairman to execute this on behalf of the town.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing none?
I do.
Yep.
So we're gonna get this, and we do have the right amount of money put in the budget to get the timesheet thing, or to look at the timesheet thing. All right,
You mean the self-serve, yeah, employee time and self-serve.
yeah,
For next year, yes.
all right.
Then we gotta
Just
take
that
a vote.
one
All in
page?
favor?
Aye.
I think that was the
Passes
only
3-0.
page. Yeah. And then the next one I have is your Primex. This is your renewal again. And this is for the CAP program. It's their 2020, obviously. I don't think it has to be signed now. Well, it does, actually, before February 2nd. This is for the maximum increase for the general liability insurance.
But it's coming out of next year's budget,
It
right?
is.
I don't think we should approve this till next year.
Okay.
I think you should get
You wanna
done,
re- you wanna-
I think you
okay.
should do it at January meeting.
Okay, we can do that.
Because if you do it now, wouldn't it come out of this year's budget?
There's no pay. You're just approving that they're not going to exceed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's just to
I'm
not
sorry,
to
I
exceed.
misunderstood.
Yeah, no. That's just the agreement that you guys signed. It's a two, not to
Okay,
exceed.
I'll make a motion, it just needs I'll make a motion to let the chairman sign this on behalf of the board, the Primex, and, this is a not to exceed.
Yes.
So for fiscal year 2020, July 1st to, June 30th of 2020, maximum is 7% increase over the prior year. Well, they're all 7%, can't exceed 7% over the next 3 years, so it could be 7, 7, and 7.
It could be.
Second.
Any more discussion?
We don't have a choice.
Seeing none, I'll call for
We gotta have insurance.
the, aye.
Aye. Gotta have
Passes
insurance.
3-0.
Okay. This is a snow removal contract for Bob Kaffmeyer. He has said he would plow for the town. We have had everyone that we've asked canceled.
So
Everyone?
Stuart did too?
Stewart, I'm still waiting for his fingerprints to come back. I called the state the other day and they said they mailed them Thursday. We haven't gotten them yet. So,
So
they should be here. So we don't have, I guess, Steve
We're having an all-call
Twombly.
person right now.
Yeah, we don't
More
have a call
short trucks
person.
besides.
We're also short our trucks. We have no driver and we're short one wing truck and we're short one plow
So
truck.
where do we sign this?
What happened? What happened? We had all the, is that, so that's,
This is just a chair, right?
so what happened? What happened? We had them all except for the on-call guy. What happened?
They all canceled
reneged.
and took other jobs elsewhere. One took one in Dover, one took one for the
We
state.
lost Docco, we lost
No, we haven't.
Damaris. We
No.
lost Damaris.
We
No,
lost Steve, Twombly from Stratford.
They lose because they pay more money.
No,
Well, one of them did the state.
the state.
Right.
There's no comparison.
So that
with
means
the
we
state.
we have no choice but to enter into this agreement. with them.
Well, hear me out. I spoke with Charlie, and I think Rick has as well. He would like to absolutely have Bob plowing with his 2-ton six-wheeler. Is that what it is, Rick, I think?
That's a-
And then if Damaris gets the wing, because he's still short a wing, he'd like to incorporate one more of Damaris's trucks as well.
Right.
To give him the full, 8 trucks that they typically have.
I'm okay with
'Cause
that.
right now we
Whatever.
have 5.
I mean, we have no, we're at the point now where we gotta have
we're
the
in
trucks.
winter.
We have to have the trucks.
We
so
have
let's
5
just
trucks,
take-
we typically have
Yes,
8.
let's-
So
I was gonna hit that, cause actually somebody had complained that they felt
Right.
like it seemed like we were
we're
down.
trying, but we're
We are
short.
shorthanded the last two
That now
storms.
makes complete sense why I got those complaints.
And he was willing, and when we called him, he said, absolutely, I'll step in.
Let's
and
enter,
do it."
let's do it then.
While we're on this conversation, when I headed to the meeting tonight,
Mm-hmm.
our 6-wheel big dump truck was on the side of Lucas Pond Road, broke down, so we may have some problems
So
coming
we're
with
down
that
to
in
4
the next
trucks.
few days to have it repaired or whatever it needs, but,
What year is that truck?
Is that the newer one?
yeah, oh, that's the older one, it's like
That's
8
the one
years
that they
old.
wanted to try to replace, but it's
Right.
not for until next year in the CIP.
Right.
Correct? Am I correct with that?
They moved it next year and kept the backhoe this year.
Yeah.
It was actually this year.
I really think we should have went for the truck and put the backhoe off another year, but that's just my opinion.
So.
Well, maybe
let me
after-
reiterate
Only
that.
because we use the truck more, but that's
We're
just my
down to 4
opinion.
trucks out of 8, not 5, sorry.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's nothing major, it might have been a fuel
Absolutely.
problem.
So does that mean we need to,
Battery
how long are we gonna
problem.
wait for Damaris to get a wing before we put that back out to
He
bid?
was gonna check last week, I talked to Charlie on Friday.
Okay.
I haven't heard from Charlie since, Alex said to give him a couple days, so I can check with Charlie in the morning.
Well, I don't wanna drag it out. If he can't get a wing, we're gonna have to put that back out to bid. We can't.
Right now, I don't think you're gonna find
Yeah,
anybody real easy.
it's difficult.
Everybody's committed.
So, next on the list, I have 2 permits. One is from DES, and one is from the Department of Navy. These are for Mary Waldron Beach.
The Navy?
Oh, yeah, it
They
had
all
to go
get
to the
involved
Marine
in it.
Corps.
Army Corps
Oh,
engineers,
oh,
they
yeah.
all
I
get
get the Army
involved.
Corps of Engineers.
That's what it
Navy?
is.
It's
Not the
ocean.
Navy, the Army. I don't know why I'm thinking
You said
Navy.
the Navy.
I know. Army Corps of Engineers. We have to have them signed by the chair, and they have to be posted at the beach, a copy of them. We also have to keep a copy here on file, but
When are
the
they doing the work?
contract,
started
they've
this
already started
week.
it.
Oh.
That was coming
Jay
in public
Parker
comment.
also needs to sign these, so they need to come in and see us, Rick, and sign them, and I'll make
So it's just the
copies.
chairman?
I believe it's just the chairman.
Make a motion to allow Chairman Rick Wolf to execute these documents on behalf of the town of Northwood. One's with the Department of Environmental Services, and the other is with the Department Army Corps of Engineers. And it's related to the work being done on Mary Waldron Beach.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 3-0.
Rick, if you can get a signature on those for me from them, and then,
Yeah,
and
get
then bring
him
them
to
up,
sign
bring
it.
them up here, and I'll make copies and
Yeah.
we'll post them. Okay. This is a request from the rec department to withdraw $1,795 from her escrow fund for Fierce Apparel.
For what?
Uniforms for basketball. Fierce Apparel is the vendor.
I'll make a motion to allow check be made to Fierce Apparel in the amount of $1,795 to be taken out of the, Northwood
Recreation.
recreational escrow account.
I'm gonna second for discussion.
How many, I have discussion too, so, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No,
How many shirts are we buying?
I have no idea.
My discussion is, when we did the soccer this year, all the teams that we had were all the same color.
I'll tell you.
There was no names on the shirts, there was no numbers on the shirts, and it was a very confusing season, because when one team scrimmages the other, or if you play at an away game, there's no numbers, there's no names. You know, nobody has any idea who anybody is.
My question is
If we're gonna buy shirts, they need to have a number or a name, or
They already buy these because this is an invoice. So they've already bought them.
bought them without our permission already.
Oh, my
She did it on her own?
I hope they did a better job than the last bunch
We
we
need to put a
ordered.
stop for this thing, this sort of thing happening.
It needs to come before the board before they're purchased, not after the fact. Absolutely.
So, but what is her spending limit? Did she spend over her limit without
Yeah.
our permission?
That's not on the credit card, that's the revolving fund. Yeah, her spending limit's 500.
So,
That's
on a
over the
revolving
limit.
fund?
We need to, the money's been expended. All right.
I can address it tomorrow.
Okay.
I hope-
My
I hope
question
they've
is,
got numbers and something on them so they can be identified. And if we get 5 teams, they shouldn't be all the same
All for
color
vote.
shirts, and I know, I'm just.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
You seconded it, right? I
Yeah.
thought we were doing discussion.
I'm sorry, you're right, Mr. Chairman.
I would hope that
I
they
think we're all
have some
getting
numbers
tired.
on them this time.
I had to snowblow my, I had to snowblow.
I really thought we were gonna,
driveway.
I gotta be honest with you, I thought we were gonna cancel when I stepped out of my
I've been
driveway.
here since
Oh my
5:45 this
I
morning.
I'm
It
gonna
is
share this.
slippery.
I got there in my driveway, I go, if I don't do this now and it freezes,
Yeah,
You're gonna be in trouble.
no,
so I was like, I'm snow blowing my driveway before I go to the selectmen's meeting. That's why I was late today.
it's all right, I did the same thing. So,
All right,
Mom,
so we need the vote, right?
yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3 to
I'm
0.
gonna vote no, only because we can't keep continuing this to
Process was
happen.
not followed, yes.
Well,
It's
if I
not
vote
that-
no, then too, then
it's-
it doesn't
it's-
happen, so that's
Well,
not gonna do us any good.
It's not that I don't wanna buy the shirts, let's get that straight.
Oh, I understand what your
All
point
right,
is.
so let's talk about this.
Let's try to clear it up
It's just-
before.
So if we all vote no,
What's happening?
hey,
It's just gonna cause chaos.
I'm gonna vote, I want them to get the shirts, let's get that straight out. I'm not gonna,
so then vote yes.
I'll vote yes. I don't know, I was
It's-
still
it's-
2 to
it's a
1, I
procedure.
didn't,
It's a procedural
Yes.
discrepancy that needs to be handled in-house behind closed
still
doors.
passed 2 to 1, even though I voted no.
All right, that's fine.
Let's,
That's the way you want it.
let's not get talking about this.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Move on.
Next, I have the oath of office for Fred Borman with the Conservation Commission. They had brought a letter to the meeting last time and given it to me, but there was no oath of office, so this is the oath of office. You
Have
did
we
not
approved
vote-
this already?
No, you did not vote until you had the oath of office.
All right. What's the, does that I don't, do I know this guy? I don't think I know.
I don't know.
I-
I have no idea who he
I'll
is.
make a motion to approve Fred Borman, for a term on the Conservation Commission expiring March 15th of 2020.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing no discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes
Aye,
3
sorry.
to 0.
Okay, I have a note here. B. Bailey's would like to add a historical marker on the new addition, on this end of the building. It's not the new addition. 1974, when it was built, and they want the board's permission. It'll match the one that's down here for this side of the
So the
building.
Historic Society's gonna do this.
Yeah, well, the Baileys have asked, yes, so I'm not sure if it's the Baileys or the Historical Society
So it's
doing
all
it.
set. It's like we don't have to give,
They need permission to put it on the town property, is what they're asking. Okay with it. Okay,
do you need a formal motion?
yes, we do.
Make a motion to
That's the
let
historic.
I'd like to make is it the Historic Society or? I'd like to give, permission for the Historic Society.
It's, all my note says is, and that's what they told me, was Mrs. Bailey called and she had requested.
Okay. I gotta clarify for the record, and I'm not saying, I'm saying I'm fine with this.
Yes,
I just need to know who's putting it on and
and I will
why.
find out. I think it's the Baileys themselves, I'm pretty sure.
Can we approve it either way?
Well, why
Can we
would
just wait and do it
Can
next-
I ask you a question and not touch be? why not, shouldn't these things be determined by the Historic Society? I know Steve and,
Well, they're all part of it, so I'm
I
sure
know,
it was.
so why don't they just have a formal thing from their meeting?
I
Can you ask that question?
can. In fact, I'll ask one of their members tomorrow when I see her.
I'm not saying, I mean, I'm fine with it, but I would like to make it sound.
Well, it should be a
little-
formal letter, is
Yeah.
what it should be.
Yeah, I think it needs
Why
to
don't we
be,
put this off to
I can hold off to that, yeah.
Tell them we'd like a formal
Tell them we
letter.
want a formal
I mean,
letter.
and I think it should come from the Historic Society.
Tell them we support it, we just need a
Okay.
formal letter.
I have some information on the electric pole. There are two choices we can pick from for power. Group A is just a regular street light, and Group B is a floodlight.
What's this for?
The new pole, the transfer
If
station
we
by the
wanna,
swap
if we
shop.
decide we wanna move the pole and move the swap.
You already
shop.
voted to have a pole put in
Yeah, we did. We voted to put
Did
it.
we?
Yeah.
with a street light. So we have to decide which light you want, whether you want the regular light, which is $28.55 a month, or a floodlight, which is $41.84 a month.
I think the regular light is, cause we got all those other floodlights in there.
Okay, there's one more piece to that. Group B, you also could have what they call the midnight.
We want the light that's gonna
What's
shut
the
off
light?
at midnight.
So it's
There's
25.
enough lights on up
Right.
there.
So
Midnight, that one shuts off when
So
it's,
do you want the street
shuts off
light
at
in the
midnight.
midnight group, or do you
Yes.
want the floodlight in the
I
midnight
want the
group?
midnight.
Street
regular
light.
street
We don't
light.
need the big,
Yeah.
we don't need another big
Okay, so why don't you
floodlight.
guys, if you guys will make a vote on the regular street light for the midnight rate,
That's what I want.
that's
Can
what
I
we
ask
have
you
to
a
vote on.
question?
Yes.
What is the, just bear with me, from a safety perspective, which light is gonna give better lighting?
The other two
The
are,
more expensive
We
one,
have-
obvits, but if you go by there at
we already
night,
have all the lights
it's lit
in
up
there,
like a
Scott.
Christmas tree right now. Why would you wanna put another big
Okay,
light up
well,
to match the
and
one,
here's the- here's
two,
the
three
question.
that's already there?
Other than our own
We got
plow truck,
obviously the more expensive.
There is a lot of light there.
We
Other-
got 5 lights up there, I counted them.
Actually, more expensive doesn't automatically mean it's gonna be the better light.
No, it doesn't.
So I just.
but after
put that on the
midnight,
record.
after midnight, there shouldn't be anybody up there except our own plow trucks anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
When needed. Also, I just want to put this on record. There is a prepayment of $876.16 required before Eversource will install the pole.
They will install the pole.
Right.
They won't install it, they won't do anything until they get a prepayment of
But we can
$876.
wait until almost March to do that because
Why?
that's when the.
Well,
new
because you
building's-
gotta dig the hole for the
It's
pole, where it's
weeks
gonna
out
be
too.
frozen.
It's 2 weeks out.
All right, so we
now.
better approve it now, just so that way we can get it done.
Right.
Okay,
We got all the money and everything for this, all right?
Is that coming out of this transfer station?
I'll make a motion, I'll make a motion that we select Group B, a regular street light with a monthly payment fee of $25.29, which shuts off at midnight. I'll move that for the electric pole setting at the transfer station new swap shop.
and approve the $876 prepayment.
And I'll approve the $876.16 prepayment so that Eversource can install it.
To come out of the transfer station.
Come out of the transfer station expendable trust fund.
Right, and I will have a purchase order for you at the next meeting.
Second.
Second. Any more discussion?
I would just like to say, I think it's a good idea that we're moving this. I'm glad that the pole wasn't too expensive. I know we're still got a few more things to tidy up when it comes to the swap shop, but we can wait till March when it comes in. But I think it's gonna help out the attendants quite a bit, because they'll be right across from their actual shack, so they'll be able to pay attention to what's going in there.
All right, what else you got?
Oh, we gotta take a
I-
vote.
Vote,
Oh, we
all
gotta
in
vote.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
I got a letter on the complaint on the glass pit. I called DES today. I got voicemail with David Price. I left a message, and I also left him our permit number because we are permitted for the glass pit and the burn.
All right, I
And we-
want to bring this up for discussion.
A lot of discussion.
All right, without getting into personalities and
Yes.
such. My understanding is that once a year we file permits and such with DES
Yes,
for the transfer station.
yes, our annual report.
I would assume that when we put in that pit, which has been there for,
30 years or so.
well, let me finish. It's been there as long as I've lived in town and as long as I've been a selectman.
Been there as long
which
as I've
is
lived in
22 years. So why all of a sudden this year
It's not.
is an issue?
It's not.
No, I'm just, so my point is.
Why?
I'm
Because
gonna-
somebody made
Can
a
I
complaint.
can I tell you
No,
without
I
getting
don't wanna get into
Well,
personalities.
I'm not
But,
shooting
but
any
I
names.
don't know why they're even investigating it if.
Because
it's
somebody
in the permit.
called because they feel that there's wetlands behind there, even though there isn't. We just had it surveyed by the town. When we had our CIP, when we did the CIP, we had all the town properties surveyed and assessed, which means if it was surveyed and assessed, they would have told us there was wetlands there.
It's not showing wetlands on the wetland maps either.
Exactly.
But because there was
So
an
somebody-
official complaint made, they have to do an
So
official
let's
investigation.
Somebody got their
let's
panties
let
in
the
a
guy
bunch.
come- Just let him hang down and do
Exactly.
the investigation.
Exactly, I'm just reporting back to you.
Somebody got upset, they don't like the looks of it, so they decided to
Invite him down, have him do their job.
In fact, we have the report that came in last week. It's this time of year right now that we're filing that same certification
But
report.
I have just a little bit of information. If we were ever, this is not that I think we should change it, but if we were ever to decide to do our glass in any separate way, I spoke to the guy at Lee who they take their glass to Wakefield. He said it would cost us between $10,000 to $15,000 more in our operating budget. They're shipping out 20 tons of glass every 2 months.
Okay. So noted.
I had a discussion with David Lane, who, as you know, David Lane does our lagoon.
Yeah.
You don't have to take any action tonight, but you need to have this in your thoughts. We need to reapply for the permit to keep the lagoon open, and our permit expires in January 31st, 2019, so it's still a year out. But the permitting needs to be done 6 months prior to the expiration of the current permit.
So let's go.
Hang on. So he gave us an annual budget for last year, but there will be additional fees in 2019 from the trust fund for the permitting renewal costs, because those aren't included. We don't know yet. You won't know.
But it comes out of the lagoon fund, right?
It does. The monitoring fees could also go up substantially because the state has implemented new standards that we will need to fall under with the new permit.
Okay.
Okay?
What's the
The
balance of the
caveat
fund?
is, he's not even sure 100% that we can get our permit renewed.
Okay.
And it may be an uphill battle to do so. If they don't, he said you need to have the Board of Selectmen be prepared for a mandated closure by the state of the lagoon.
Okay.
He said you're also going to be required, this is by DES, for some of the new standards that we need to think about maybe this summer. We're going to be required to do a perimeter survey of just the lagoon itself. I know we had the transfer station done, but the lagoon's gonna need a perimeter
Has
survey.
anybody talked to the DES?
He has. That's why he came back here. He himself has had meetings with them. And Mr. Warmel has stated to Dave himself that he could do one quickly if need be, because he's already done the transfer station.
So my concern here is, okay, so we have to do like a closure so that you gotta make it back to where it was, you know?
We don't know what the requirements are gonna be at this
Typically,
point in
when
the
you do
game.
a closure,
It's a costly,
it's
yeah.
very costly.
That's why we had all that.
Why we have
extra money.
100 and some thousand.
And that's why he's wanting me to, he asked me to bring this to you now, because you guys need to be prepared. We don't know which way this is gonna go, and there's many,
Oh, I'm just saying that.
there's many steps that this is gonna take if we can even get the permit renewed. If not, he will know, he figures he should know by September of 2018 whether we can get the permit or not. If we can't, then you guys need to be ready for a mandated state
Does
closure
that
on
mean
that
if it
lagoon.
doesn't get approved, what's the
We have to
price?
haul to Allenstown, Concord, or somewhere
Concord,
else.
Dover.
Septic.
It's gonna
Bill's
cost.
gonna go up higher.
The
Right, it's gonna
taxpayers
cost
are
the
gonna
taxpayers
pay
more. Yeah.
$100 more to have the tank pumped than they're paying
So
now.
I just didn't want this to come up in all of a sudden March or April in DES and this be a big surprise to the selectmen, because we need
Oh,
to.
I'll forget all about it then.
I won't let you. So we just need to be thinking about that and preparing for different, because it's gonna be a long process, he said,
Oh,
because the standards have gone way up. Each permit's 10 years.
We've been discussing
So
that, we
it's
thought
been-
that we might not get the.
Right, and it's been 10 years since we've been re-permitted, so of course the standards are way different than they were 10 years ago. So I wanted to bring that to the board's attention because I think you guys need to be advised on that.
All right.
I spoke with CMA engineers today regarding Mary Waldron Beach, and as soon as we are done with that beach, there is one form that needs to be signed by the chairman of the board, voted by the board, and that one form needs to go to the Army Corps of Engineers, a copy to the state, and one to the Wetlands Bureau as well, that we've completed the project and you guys have agreed to So we should be good on that as far as Mary Waldron Beach, closing that up and finishing that off. Okay, Vina Down came in today because you guys had also approved her to buy a truck body for the transfer station. You had discussed it and talked about it, yeah?
Yeah, we
You
did.
bought the shed, you also approved a truck body.
My question, before you go much further, do we want to do that now, or do we want to bring it in at the same time as the swap shop, so it would one quick...
That's totally
one
up to the board.
Well, it's gonna be a problem to get it in there if there's 4 or 5 feet of snow on the
So
ground.
let's get it in now, we gotta clear off a spot, have we decided where we're gonna put it?
She's got maps and everything all drawn out in here. I don't know if you guys want to look at this tonight,
I don't care, if that's a good
or if
spot.
you want me to make copies and put it in your packet for the next meeting, she can review them. It's up to you. She's got maps and drawings.
I've kind of spoke with Dina, and I think her idea, correct me if I'm wrong, you can look at the maps, I think, like Rick said, she wants to put it over by where the refrigerators and the
Yes.
TVs are now.
Yes.
Which is fine, we have all that space, I don't think that's even an argument, I think
Okay.
we've already discussed that. I think we should just get a quote and get one and get it in
She
there.
has them. She has them right here.
All right, and get it delivered. That can come out of the transfer station fund too.
The truck body, I only have one copy, so if you don't mind me reading it. For electronic battery storage and plus an area for attendants to use for recycled. It's $1,500 for the truck body, plus she's got $150 for delivery, and this is from L&K Truck.
That's right up the road,
Okay.
right in Chichester.
They'll make a shelf unit for the battery storage and a separating wall at the center of the unit.
Help me a second.
Recycle.
I know I already approved
You're
this.
gonna do
So
that.
you said truck body, is this like a trailer body?
Yeah, so like, in other words, you know
So
the
they
hood,
use
you know the hood
truck
truck that we have now, but it's gonna be bigger. It's gonna be like a back of a box truck, and it's just gonna sit on the ground. They're gonna, correct me if I'm wrong, the way it sounds like there's gonna be a wall in the middle.
Yeah.
So one side is gonna be bulbs, and then the other side you'll be able to put batteries,
Right. Electronics.
their computers, their VCRs, why they're taking the little bit of time that they have to strip whatever they can to get whatever little bit of money we're getting out of them, and then dispose of them.
Okay. The total cost, because she's got 3 sheets of plywood, she went to Lowe's, priced it out. 2 padlocks, 2 by 4 by 8s, 10 of those to build shelving. Total cost that she's asking for the truck body and its hardware and wood is $1,765.76.
Yeah, it's fine.
So if the board would
Good
take it,
about expendable,
it's coming out of the transfer station.
I would just suggest when we get the padlocks to get, we need a set here at the town
Absolutely.
hall.
Absolutely.
And only one set for the supervisor, and then his supervisor, which would be
Okay.
Charlie, correct?
So, yes, so then Vina would need to be told that because
She can't have
cannot have keys.
have keys.
Absolutely not.
She's
Okay.
I'm grateful for all her help,
Right.
but she can't have the keys.
Well, it's not to that, no, absolutely not.
I don't
So-
think she'd want them,
No.
but that's my personal
So if the
opinion.
board would make a motion and a vote, then we can.
Make a motion to approve, $1,766. I rounded up.
That's fine.
For the purchase of a used truck body for bulb, electronic, and battery storage, plus an area for attendants used for recycled storage. It's going to contain a self-unit for battery storage and a separating wall in the center of the unit. So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion?
The only thing I would.
Oh, an expendable transfer
The
station.
only thing I would suggest is maybe we can get with America the Beautiful. I know they give us some signs, get some signage for it, because we are going to be moving it, moving all the batteries and moving all the electronics. So I'm pretty sure they give them to us to get a nice sign, so that way when we move it, people will know where it is.
Okay.
Other than that, I think it's good.
I have one comment. Once we get this body, does anybody have a problem with getting rid of the
No.
old body?
We need to get rid of it.
Falling
It needs
apart?
to go. It needs to go.
It needs to go.
It
You're
needs
fine
to
with
go.
that?
It needs to go. I think the only one we could save is maybe the white building that we're using right now for batteries. We might be able to use that for something. But I don't know if that one's good or not. We'd have to
Yeah,
look
they're
at
both
it.
pretty
Is
rough.
it? All right, then we get rid of them both.
The only reason I'm asking that, because Charlie had mentioned
No,
it to me
that's
about
fine.
what's
Get
he
rid of-
supposed to do with
No,
them.
get rid of them both. I'm good. All right, let's make a motion.
These are maps
We
of
gotta
town.
make.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0.
These are
Let's not
maps that
forget
the
the
board
vote.
needs to review. These are for town properties. They were handed to me and said, and I quote, "Can you have the board look at these and sign off on them?" And I said, "What are they?" They said, "Maps of town property."
Do we each got a map?
Yep.
they're our map to take home?
I'm thinking, because there's a whole pack here, I know, they don't give me very much explanation up front, there's an awful lot of,
Who is that?
I don't want to mention names at the table in public.
Well, I want them to come in and explain their ideas.
It was Dolores.
Who?
Dolores, the secretary.
What are these? Are they show?
I don't even know,
Then we
and
have
this
to-
is her writing on here.
Let's just have
What
her
does
come in
it
and
say?
explain it.
It just says to the Board of Selectmen to review and sign. I'm assuming, she said it was tax, a town property, so let's take a look at them and see if we can identify it.
All right, you gotta help me out here. I'm having.
I gotta help myself on this one.
Is this
I
the
have
new?
no idea.
Is this the new secretary?
Billboard Mill.
Yes.
Oh, these are
The properties that he just surveyed.
these are the surveys.
For the
I can
town.
tell.
These are for the
Billboard Mill
town.
signed this, these are your Mylar things that you filed in Rockingham.
Those are for the town.
That's what this is, because I could tell by looking at it.
All right,
They're
so what,
for our use.
That was a struggle getting that out.
so what do we gotta do?
You gotta approve them. And so they can be filed with Rockingham.
All right.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, if you just initial
Any
those, she'll save
discussion?
that. And
Aye.
we'll incorporate that right into the
All in
minutes.
favor?
Aye.
Passes 3-0.
I mean, this surveyed, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's,
It's the town
It's
hall, the
it's all those,
transfer
it's
station.
the town surveys that we just had done.
How am I to question the surveyor?
We're not.
you're not, you're accepting them.
We still gotta do the
You're reviewing and
logistics.
accepting them.
Well, we could hire another surveyor to look these over to make sure they're right, like the planning board and the other boards do.
You just need to review them and accept them is what you need to do. Now I understand what she was
What
trying
else
to
you
tell me.
got?
You're in a hurry?
I just have, two things. I have 13, me
Yeah, he does.
Got a date?
too. I've been here 14 hours so far. I have 13 applications. How does the board want to proceed with the interview process for this? Does the board want to do all of it themselves? Do they want maybe Linda and I to do the first round, Linda and I and one selectman to do a round? Do you want to do them all yourselves?
Well, I think 13 would take a long time to do them all ourselves.
I'm on myself.
You do?
Huh, you do?
Yeah.
I
I
think
think we need to
13,
open them at first and look
Did
at
some,
them.
yeah, some of you
Can
were
we,
sliced, but
can we get into this next meeting?
absolutely. I just want to let you know, we need to be thinking about what you want for process. Because we need to start doing with something with them because they're starting to pile up on my floor.
so 13.
I got 13
think if
right
we
now.
got 13, now, what's your opinion? 13's a lot for us to try to do in a meeting like
Yes,
this.
absolutely.
So I think we need to
I
have
think
some
we
sort
should
of,
have a special work session
Okay.
with all 13 of them? Or,
No, to look at them.
to look at it.
so do you want to do it after the holidays?
Yeah. And I would say now that you got like 13 of those, let's pull the ad. I mean, we got 13 people that applied.
Good chance we're gonna find somebody out of that 13 that we could like. More than likely.
I would say the odds are in your favor.
How many did we get last time?
5 or 6 at the most.
No, we had,
So what's our
I
schedule?
think there was about 14 or 15.
What's our
All right,
schedule look
let's
like?
There was 7 that we kept down to
Let's
7.
let's pull the ad.
What's our schedule look like for, so that we can do a work session?
Well, I gotta let you guys know. I'm taking the last week of December off for vacation.
So you're not gonna be here on the 28th, our meeting?
I'm going to be here.
So we can't do it that meeting though, because we have other business, right?
Yeah. So let's
Do it that Tuesday after that, is that okay? That'd be the
That's the
second,
Tuesday after New Year's.
that'd be the July 2nd.
We have deliberative session though? Is it
No.
that week or the next week? The next week.
deliberative session.
That's
We
February.
have, no, not deliberative session, public
Budget
hearing.
committee?
Public hearing, yeah.
For what?
They need to finish the warrants for my year-end
They're
revenue.
doing it on a Tuesday?
No, I'm just saying, how many meetings you guys want in that week?
We don't have to be at the budget one.
How far
Yeah,
off do
you
we
Yeah,
want to get
one
this?
of you do, yeah,
Should we?
yeah.
Well, it's a public hearing. You want to hear people have to say about your budget,
Oh,
right?
I don't mind coming. I don't have any issue with
I
that.
mean, I'm gonna be here.
So let's do, can you
I'm
wanna,
gonna let you know, I do have a meeting I have to go to in Arizona. So I will let you know ahead of time,
let's do the 3rd then. Let's do a work session on
but
the
it's
3rd.
like, let me pull up my calendar here.
We ain't got no service in here. It's a pain in the butt.
I don't need service, my calendar's in here. Where the hell is the calendar? Right here.
The budget meeting is on the 10th, by the way. The work session
Okay.
is on the 10th.
So this is the next
So if we
week,
did
okay.
this, if we did the work session on that, the 2nd, for just that, if Scott can make it.
Does anybody got a calendar? My My phone is like way too
There
sophisticated.
you go.
Oh, here we go. Never mind. All right, January. Come on, January. Where are you?
You gotta-
Right after December.
I know.
I got it
Okay.
right here if you want, the town.
Do we have? So we're gonna have a meeting the 23rd.
Is that the fourth Thursday? Tuesday?
Yeah, I don't wanna wait that long.
Yeah. No. I'm not gonna be here. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
You're not
okay.
gonna be here on the 23rd.
So I'm not gonna be
So
here
why
on
don't
the
we-
23rd.
Is that an important one?
No, I'm just saying I'm not gonna be here, so I'm giving you a heads up now.
Right, so if we have an extra meeting and we don't have that meeting that Tuesday, are we gonna kill ourselves, is what I'm asking.
Yeah. So let's. Yeah.
If we're gonna have a work session on the 2nd,
And then you have a
Meeting
regular
on the
meeting
9th.
next week.
meeting on the 9th,
Do you want her to open those? Make copies of everybody's resume for us,
and then
You can do
send
that
it.
and send the packets.
Then we can have it the 2nd.
I can do that.
That gives us time to look
and then
at
we
it.
can look at it.
That's good, and then we can do it. Could you send them to us as soon as you get copies, so that way
I
we
can have
have,
them out this week if you
That
want them.
works,
this-
and that
Well,
gives
maybe
us-
not this week, Dolores is.
that
up
gives
there
us
still
2 or
days,
3
but-
2 or 3 weeks to look at them before
Yes.
we have the work session.
Yes.
How hard is it to make a copy of them? It shouldn't take long to make a
No,
copy.
it won't. No, but she can do it.
So let's
She's-
do
she's
that.
out.
Is that okay, Scott? A work
Yeah.
session on that Tuesday, the 2nd?
Fine with that.
Okay.
Want to
We
start at 6?
got. I mean, we gotta do it.
Want to start at 6?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
So, okay, 6 o'clock on
Tuesday, the 2nd, so we gotta post.
1/2/18, 6 PM work session.
So we'll have to post that.
Yep.
Let me
Okay,
write this down. Work session on when?
1/2/18.
And then we'll decide that day whether or not we want, we'll have to see how bad the business are. We could cancel that meeting that he's gonna miss, just if it's not like it's a busy time or not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We'll have to see
Yep.
what's going
Yep,
on.
okay. So I will get these out this week to you guys. They'll, maybe Friday, but you'll get them out in the mail
Fine, that
this week.
still gives us plenty of time to look at them.
Okay. And then I have one thing for non-public. It's a tax agreement.
Okay.
What this is.
I have a selectmen's report. I discussed this with you. Did you, we had already approved this too, and did you already talk to the transfer station and the highway guys about their clothes, and have you sent them down there? And,
I did.
okay.
In fact, they put their purchase orders in. They just, as far as I know, they haven't been down to get them because they haven't gotten a bill, but
Okay.
it may be at the
So
end of
it's,
the month when I get them.
that's been taken care of?
I
Okay.
took care of that.
All right.
I've called.
I have a question.
called
I
Artie.
had somebody ask me a couple of questions. One of the guys wanted to know if he could buy a pair of coveralls because when he works in the shop, if he had enough money and it's 300, if anybody would have a problem with that.
We can buy
And
whatever
I
he
told him,
wants.
I says, I can't tell you that, I need to discuss
I
it
look at it
with the
this
board.
way. I look at it this way.
Does
If
he
he's
wanna
buying
buy-
himself- If he's buying himself something to work in, I'm okay with it.
When he works on
does
the
he want
trucks,
us to
he
pay?
puts this-
Does he want us to pay for it?
No, it's,
Right,
it's
out of
out
that
of the
money,
300
out
that
of the
we're already
300.
giving him.
If he wants a pair of overalls, that's all he's gonna. He gets that one. He can buy. Well, he can't buy whatever he wants.
He
with
can
it.
spend $300.
Right. But it's for work.
Yeah.
To put, he has a pair of coveralls and they're
He's
pretty well
spending
used
it
up
on-
now, and
he's
he
spending
wanted to
it-
know, and I said, I'd have to ask the board that.
I don't
wasn't
see
gonna
an
make a
issue that he's
decision.
buying
I
it.
thought
for
you
work.
wanted him to get jackets. And
Well, they
stuff.
are.
I told him, the way I look at it, this is my opinion. Give him the $300 to let him buy. It's gotta be work related, obviously.
Right.
So they get $300 this year. Let's say they wanna buy a coat. That means next year, they're probably not gonna need a coat. They can use that $300 to buy coveralls, or this year they can buy.
I
Are
don't.
we gonna give it to
I'm
him
not-
every year? We didn't discuss that.
I think once you start it, why would you take it away?
Well, when you give them a spending allowance to buy, I mean,
Why would
they're
you take it
working
away?
down there. They're gonna ruin the
they
clothes.
Why would you take it away?
They do. and
Yeah.
I
I
understand.
think as long as they're
I'm
buying
okay with
something that's
giving
work
them a
related, I'm okay with it.
$300 clothing allowance a year if they're working.
I can
That's
tell you,
fine.
they've ruined a lot of
He
their
just asked me this, he says, I don't wanna cause any problems.
I don't see
And
any
I said,
issue
I'll
with
bring it to the board because I didn't wanna commit myself to saying it's all right or it isn't.
I'm not down there. I'm not doing the job. If
Right.
they want to buy some,
As long as it's
this
work
is what
related.
I want to buy for work.
I'm okay with it.
All right, questions answered. Thank you.
I mean, if I was still working down there, that's what I would do.
I have a selectman's comment,
Go ahead.
Yeah,
if I may. Are you guys done?
Yeah, I'm done.
So, I just want to follow up this, so we already brought that, the emergency management trails, we're working on that. My other comment was, can I get a little briefing on what's going on with the skating rink?
Yeah, why is that not up?
Well, because, well, let's not get into it. Now, my understanding was, are we gonna move that to the fields?
The board has to decide where they
All right,
want
so
it.
here's my thing.
Did we decide not to put it up there because it wasn't a big enough spot?
wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Do we have to take down trees?
Over here? Yes.
Over there we would.
And how many trees do we have to take down?
6, was it 6 trees?
Yeah, it's
Rick?
quite a few.
And that would be quite expensive.
Then you gotta grind the stumps and.
Do you wanna put the rink up at that ball field?
The problem with
They
that,
they asked that. They wanted to put it on the soccer field. And I said it wasn't a good idea because it's gonna kill the grass.
that we paid.
They gotta get it up in the spring early enough so the lawn could come back.
So where could you?
And
put
we
it?
also have to keep the ball fields plowed, the parking
Yeah,
area
you
plowed
got-
and cleared, salted and sanded for public use, if you're gonna do that.
And the other option was like put down half the rink?
Which they didn't
Folding
really
up
wanna
half
do
of it.
because it's 60 feet, you put 30 feet down, you're gonna get what,
We
3
didn't,
kids
we
on
didn't
there
really
skating?
plan on where we were gonna put this when we bought it.
Well,
Well,
it was supposed to
measured.
go out there originally. That was the plan.
So you get 30 feet, you get what, 2 kids?
No, but I guess my question is, no, I don't wanna get into it, but I thought it was measured out ahead of time and.
Supposedly it was.
It was
It was
supposed to be.
incorrectly
It
measured.
doesn't fit for
That's
some
all I
unknown
know. It's
reason.
in,
Doesn't
yeah, it
fit.
doesn't fit,
Let's
it's
just
incorrectly
leave it
measured.
alone.
Right.
I
So-
think, how much do we wanna take the trees down?
How much is it gonna be?
That you'd have to get a
Probably
quote.
a couple of
I put it
grand.
to you this way, if we take the trees down, we're not gonna get if we take them down this year, the ice rink's not going up this year.
Correct.
Plain and simple.
You gotta get the stumps ground, you
So-
gotta get them removed or whatever.
Well, we can't put the ice rink up because we don't have the room for it.
So yeah, we gotta decide, we have, either way, if we decide to take the trees down, we don't have to do it today. I'm okay with, we bought it, we might as well put it somewhere. Where are we gonna get the money to cut those trees down? I guess we're gonna have to figure that out, but we did already buy it, there's no sense
Well,
letting it.
let's not set it up this year, is that what you're saying?
Well, where are you gonna put it? If you
got
can
no
find a
place.
reasonable
It's in
place
the
to
garage
put
right
it,
now, right.
you can find if, we're not gonna get those trees cut down in time to put it up this year.
No.
So where else are we gonna put it?
I think we do this next year.
Get the trees cut, put it in,
That's the perfect spot because it's parking, it's always plowed, it's out of the way.
we'll put in,
Well, let's make sure we measure this up right this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. That's the only question I had.
well,
Oh, you got another question?
no, I'm good.
I just have a comment. They started the beach at Mary Waldron on Monday. They've dug down quite a ways. They've been dumping the extra dirt at our ball fields. So eventually it can be used for fill. And they hopefully said within probably a 3-week period, they hope to have it done. There may be a little tar and stuff to be done when the weather warms up, but as far as having the walls up, the boat planks in and
But if they
all
do
that
all
type
that,
stuff.
if they have to tar it in the spring, is that gonna void our permit?
No, I wouldn't think so. I mean, you can't pave this time of the year. The pavement plants close up.
I just know that I thought we had to have it done by a certain time, that's all I'm wondering.
It's on the permits and I think it's one of them's like 2020, the other one's like 2021.
He said it wouldn't be a problem to pave it in the
No, it's
spring.
fine, I knew there was a time constraint that we had to get it done by a certain time for one of the permits, I don't know which one.
We
it
had to
was.
get the stuff, we had to get the
waters.
water was low.
Yeah, I knew there was a reason for something of it.
But they're moving
Okay.
forward. All the material is there. The wall blocks are there. The planks are there, and they've started it.
I'm good with that,
So, I'm all set. Any other comments?
I'm good, mine, I got something in non-public, but.
I do have something actually, Rick. There is an appointment, and actually, if more than one selectman want to come, we need to post it. But McFarland Johnson is coming in next Thursday at 1 o'clock to have a meeting with me to talk about what we do next with the red listed bridge list. For this particular bridge, I need to notify DES who the bidder,
Don't you have to notify DOT?
yeah, DOT, DES. I've been working with DES all day, okay. Notify DOT, sorry, Scott.
Hey,
You gotta get the right agency.
I'm sorry, I've been working with 4 of them all day, I'm a little confused.
hey, relax, you had a little mishap or.
And I got a
Well,
65-page packet from the new auditors this morning that has to be complied with by like January 10th. But anyway, he's coming in next Thursday at 1 o'clock for a meeting. And he had asked that at least one of the selectmen be there, and I figured since you were the chair and Scott and DJ were working, that you would be willing to join us for the meeting at 1 o'clock on Thursday.
I'll be here. If someone
Okay.
else wants to come, they're more
This
than welcome.
Thursday,
Yes,
like in 2 days.
like in 2 days at 1 o'clock.
I can't.
If one of you else is coming, I need to know, because we need to post it, that more than one selectman's gonna be here. That's fine.
I'll defer to Rick if he wants to go.
Why do we have to, okay, here's another question. Why do we have to do it at 1 o'clock?
That's the time they can be here. And they don't wanna do, they don't wanna do it at night. And they ask for a daytime meeting, which way they can come
Can
down
I
and
ask
just.
you a question? How much are we paying?
money? We don't know yet.
You guys don't know, there was no bid, there was no money in any of those bids.
So we hired them, tell them we would like.
Checkbook is open.
So I'll tell him he has to do a consultation with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
The checkbook is open.
Did they actually say that they can't do, they have to do it during the day?
No, they asked me what time they could meet with me, because I need to be the
Well,
one
you
doing it,
tell them
orchestrate
two of the
this.
selectmen wanna be there.
Okay,
And Thursday ain't gonna work for us unless they do it,
this is just the preliminary meeting. This is not the whole big thing where they need to come in and talk to you. If you still want me to move it, I will.
oh, alright, I'm misunderstanding again.
This is just a kind
For
of a
what?
checklist, what
If
we
you wanna
need
be
to.
there, that's fine.
It's
I wanna be at the meetings that actually,
This is a checklist of the things we need to get in order that we need to start preparing for. So that when the time comes and they come in with you, we have what we need to be filed with all the agencies involved.
just keep me briefed.
I will. Believe me.
Something I'll say later
So do you
on
want it
about
to be
this whole
DES or
process.
DOT you meet with? Because I,
I'll get something
The
I'll
Navy
say
and the
about
Army.
this whole process later.
oh my goodness.
Okay, so what else? We got non-public.
I just have a
Any more-
non-public.
Any more? We gotta do a second round of public comment, citizens forum.
Yep.
I'm good.
Oh, come on, say something.
Should I sing a little song?
Yes.
No, I'm good. It all makes perfect sense.
Come on, you gotta have some kind of remedy to throw in here.
Drive
To close the meeting.
Drive safe.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I'll slide on home.
Watch when you step outside, it is slippery.
Yep.
So,
All right, public comments closed. Now we're going into non-public.
I'll make a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91A3:2, which paragraph, A, B, C, D, or E?
Oh,
dun, 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 dun. See,
C.
Second.
We do roll call.
Donald Hush and I.
Rick Wolf, yes.
Scott Bry, aye.
We're now in non-public.
I'll make a motion to come out of non-public.
I'll second it. Roll call.
Roll
Donald
call.
Hush and I.
Rick
Scott
Wolf.
Breyer, aye.
Make a motion to seal the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anything
Aye.
else, Sandy?
We're now out of non-public.
Do we have anything, other business?
Any other business?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.